Oh, very good evening and welcome inside FirstEnergy Stadium as we get you set for game number 2 of 6 of this final series of the 2025 season. It's the Reading Fightin Phillies and the Somerset Patriots going at it tonight. And we welcome you into tonight's pregame show alongside my broadcast partner, Bob McCool, who will be joining us in just a little bit. I am Jake Starr. Appreciate you choosing to spend part of your Wednesday night with us here on the Fightin Phillies radio network. Reading looking for their first win of the week. Fightin Phillies fell yesterday 7-6 to Somerset in what was an 11-inning game that lasted 3 hours and 48 minutes. A back-and-forth game. Teams really just trading jabs throughout as the Patriots were ultimately victorious over the Fightin Phillies. Of course, there's been a handful of moves, pretty significant ones, involving the Fightin Phillies the last couple of days, and one of them was Aiden Miller getting promoted to AAA Lehigh Valley prior to yesterday's game. A couple weeks back, we had a chance to catch up with Miller in a two-part interview, and we're going to re-air that interview over the next couple of nights to kind of reflect on Aiden Miller's time here in Baseball Town. That conversation with Miller kicks off, and our pregame show rolls on after this. Back on the pregame show here on the Fightin Phillies Radio Network. A couple of minutes away from first pitch here in game number 2 of 6 between the Reading Fightin Phillies and the Somerset Patriots here in the final homestand and final week of the 2025 regular season. Once again, alongside Bob McCool, I'm Jake Starr, and some playoff implications for tonight's ballgame. A chance at a clinching tonight for the Somerset Patriots, a magic number that sits at 2 for Somerset. So to clinch a playoff spot tonight for the Patriots, it'll have to be a win for Somerset tonight, and it'll have to be a loss by the Hartford Yard Goats in Richmond tonight to clinch. So magic number is 2 for Somerset. They can clinch as early tonight. Welcome my broadcast partner, Bob McCool now. And the Fightin Phillies have a chance to do what they did last week. They played spoiler at Hartford. Now they're going to try to do the same against Somerset tonight.
Yeah, you look for all kinds of inspiration, especially obviously when you're in a position that the Phils are, which is not to be in any kind of contention, but you don't want somebody to clinch it at your expense, and you don't want them to do it in your ballpark either. So it's a long hill to climb for the Phils to weather that storm through the remainder of this series, but I'm sure there are some people in that dugout who say, look, let's not let them party on our field.
I think that's the thing. You don't want to watch another team celebrate on your field. And obviously it's not the Fightin Phils who are, technically the ones at the expense, but still there's a aspect of pride that's still in there, and the Fightin Phils have 5 games left to play. They're just, trying to finish the season on a high note and see if that can add a little bit of fuel to the fire, trying to keep the Patriots from celebrating on their field at some point over the next couple of nights. So Binghamton, they'd clinched the second half divisional title last night. Of course, that doesn't really matter for that last playoff spot in the Northeast Division because Binghamton already clinched a playoff spot by winning the division in the first half. So if Binghamton, once again, winning the division in the second half, it'll be whoever finishes in second place. And right now it's Somerset, 3.5 games up on Hartford. Those are the only 2 teams that can clinch at this point. So 2-team race to try and see who will face Binghamton in the Northeast Division semifinals next week. And in the Southwest, both playoff spots have been determined. Erie, who won the first half, Altoona has clinched a playoff spot in the second half. They have not officially clinched the division in the second half, but Erie is the one in second place. So even if Erie was to catch Altoona, it wouldn't matter at this point. So Erie and Altoona play for the Southwest title, and it'll be Binghamton and either Hartford and Somerset playing for the Northeast. Fightin Phillies tonight, for the final time this year, will turn to Chuck King. Chuck King, who has made pretty much every turn to the rotation this year. His first year as a starter, just his second year in professional baseball. I mean, it's been 5-6 strong innings for King pretty much all season long. And Bob, as King takes the field tonight, they're going to look for him to do the same. Yeah, I mean, that's his role, is to give you a quality start. I mean, obviously you could say it about any pitcher, but that's what Chuck King has done. He's developed that. He's been given the opportunity here in 2025 to become a starter, and he has not relinquished that opportunity from the moment he first got one. So the Fightin Phillies, wearing their home pinstripes for the final time this season, have taken the field. And it's time for tonight's national anthem, which will end today's pregame show. We'll step aside for a moment, and when we come back, lineups and first pitch for game number 2 between the Fightin Phillies and Patriots. Good evening and welcome inside FirstEnergy Stadium for game number 2 of 6 between the Reading Fightin Phils and Somerset Patriots. Alongside my broadcast partner Bob McCool, I am Jake Starr. Appreciate you spending part of your Wednesday night with us. And now let's take a look at our starting lineups. We'll start with the visitors, the Somerset Patriots, playing their 134th game of the year. 71-62 overall record, 36-28 mark in half number 2. They're led by third-year manager Raul Dominguez, and it'll be Brendan Jones who leads off in center field. George Lombard Jr. bats second place shortstop. Jay Savina is third place left, and Dylan Hasso is fourth at third. Tyler Hardman bats fifth place first. Jackson Castillo, the DH, bats sixth. Garrett Martin, seventh in right field. Jake Gatewood, eighth. He'll play second. Diomedes Hernandez bats ninth and is the catcher tonight. For the Fightin Phils, playing their 132nd game of the year, 52-79 overall record, 27-37 mark in the second half, led by third-year manager Al Patrique. It'll be Dante Nori who leads off for Reading, plays center. Arun Escobar bats second and plays second. Felix Reyes third, he'll play right. Alex Pinellas fourth at first base. Dylan Campbell fifth and left. Nick Dunn, the DH, bats sixth. Eric Brito is seventh, plays third. Robert Moore eighth, he'll be the shortstop, and Caden Hediger bats ninth. He'll be the catcher. And on the mound tonight for the Reading Fightin Phils, the right-handed pitcher, Chuck King.
23rd start of the season for Chuck King. He is 8-6 with a 4.39 run average, as we said in the pregame show. He has just answered the bell every time they've asked him to take the ball. And now at 119 innings on the season, 132 hits. He's struck out 98. He's walked 33. He has surrendered 18 home runs on the year.
So Brendan Jones digs in from the left side tonight. The Patriots are looking to get back to the postseason. Magic number is 2 for Somerset. Chuck King's first pitch home is swung on and fouled back out of play. 6:48 p.m. is our time at first pitch. 71 degrees, cloudy skies. Thanks to All Temp Enterprises is our game time temperature here. So Jones, the ball is one strike to the lefty bat for the Patriots, and King will deliver the next one home. And that's at the knees for a strike, 0-2. It's Jamal Allen behind home plate tonight, calling balls and strikes. Brian Laws is at first, and Nobu Yasuda, the crew chief of this staff, is at third. King readies himself at the letters, fires the 0-2 home, and it's a swing and a miss. And Brendan Jones goes down on strike. So 3 pitches and a strikeout for King to start this one tonight. And as George Lombard Jr. comes up, let's take a look at the Fightin Phils defense this evening. Alex Pinellas at first, Arun Escobar at second, Robert Moore plays short, Eric Brito's at third, Felix Reyes in right, Dante Nori in center, Dylan Campbell plays left, and it's Caden Hediger, the battery mate for Chuck King tonight. So Lombard Jr. is in from the right side. First pitch to him is a bit outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Lombard Jr. 0 for 4 in Tuesday's ball game. Did walk a couple of times. Was also struck out twice. 1-0 home is a cutter on the outer half for a called strike. It's 1-1. Chuck King, who has made basically every turn through the rotation this year. Him and tomorrow's starter Gene Cabrera have been constants with Reading since opening day. The 1-1 misses a bit high with a sinker. It's 2-1. King picked up his team-leading 8th win last Wednesday at Hartford, went 5 innings, gave up 2 runs on 6 hits, struck out 6, walked 3 yard goats in that victory. 2-1 home, swinging a foul tip. It's squeezed by Hediger. It's 2-2. King has seen Somerset 3 times this year, 2-0 record, 4.38 ERA. 12 strikeouts and 4 walks over his 3 games of work against the Patriots. Once in relief, and then a couple of starts against Somerset this year. 2-2, misses low and away, 3 balls and 2 strikes. 104th game for Lombard Jr. this year, 213 hitter. He's got 8 home runs, 34 runs driven in. Lombard just 20 years old, won't turn 21 until next June. 3-2, swung on, fouled straight back. The count stays full. Lombard Jr., who was promoted to Somerset back on May the 6th, so joined AA prior to his 20th birthday. So a lot of young guys on the field tonight between these two sides. 3-2, swing and a miss, and Lombard Jr. goes down on strikes. 2 quick outs in this first inning for Chuck King. That'll bring Jace Avina to the plate for the Patriots.
Well, King has gotten both strikeouts, the third strike in the strikeout, both Jones and Lombard on the changeup. So he's feeding fastballs and cutters, and then he's finished both of them off by going with the off-speed pitch and the changeup.
So that'll bring Jace Avina to the plate. He'll dig in from the right side. 2 outs here in the top half of the first inning. Still a scoreless ball game between Reading and Somerset. First pitch is a bit down for a ball, 1-0. Both teams in their more traditional attire today. Fightin Phillies in their home red pinstripe uniforms, red caps with a white F fist. Patriots wear gray pants, navy blue tops. Somerset across the front in gray, pretty similar to the Yankee gray. The 1-0 is up and in tight to Avina. It's 2-0. Of course, if you're wondering why we're saying more traditional attire tonight, that's because yesterday we had a breakfast showdown. In our morning game in Baseball Town. It was the Jersey Diners against the Reading Flapjacks. 2-0. A cutter misses a bit inside. 3-0 to Jace Avina.
It was a breakfast showdown that almost lasted till dinner.
Really did.
3 hours and 49 minutes with an 11-inning game yesterday.
7-6 was the ultimate final score in Somerset's favor. 3-0 home is a called strike to Avina. It's 3-1. Avina had an RBI double in the 11th inning yesterday. It was a good day for him. 3 for 5, an RBI, double and a strikeout. 3-1 home is swung on and it's fouled. Sounded like a broken bat from Avina, and he knew it right away.
He's not even going to check. I mean, he's not even going to use the prototypical tap the bat handle on the ground to make sure it's broken. He just knows that is an X-bat.
That one will be put away, and Avina picks up a new piece of lumber. So second straight batter. The count goes to 3-2. 15 pitches in this first inning so far for Chuck King. Avina, the 22-year-old, split the year between Hudson Valley and Somerset. Payoff pitch to him is swung on and lifted into the air. Down the right field line, Benellis out, Reyes, the right footer, is in, and they'll both watch as it bounces foul on the edge of the warning track. Down the right field line, and the count stays full.
Yeah, unfortunately, Benellis broke straight back. I'm not sure that he realized exactly where it was. The ball was in foul territory, but Benellis actually broke straight back in fair territory, so he kind of had a loop around it. He really had, I don't even know if he made a direct flight to it. If he would have caught up to it, it just kind of was in that no man's spot.
So count stays 3-2 here to Jace Avina. 2 gone here in the first. No Patriots have yet to reach base. King trying to keep that rolling here. The righty readies himself at the letters. He fires home, and it's low and away. That's ball 4. So after a couple of strikeouts to start this one, Chuck King issues a walk to Jace Avina. That'll bring Dylan Hasso to the plate. Been a good year for Hasso, 123rd game overall for him. Hitting .264, 13 homers, 74 runs driven in. He's flirting with a couple of Somerset franchise records as we come down the stretch of the season. King first will check on Avina, who's back in. Hasso at 121 hits. That's 4 shy of Spencer Jones's franchise mark of 125 he set last year. Now, just kind of to set the record straight, first pitch is a called strike, it's 0-1. These franchise marks only date back to 2021. Somerset was an Atlantic League franchise from their founding until the 2019 season. So for franchise record's sake, it's only from the time they were an affiliated team with the Yankees, which began in 2021. 0-1 is a bit upstairs. It's 1-1. The single season RBI record for the Patriots is 78, done by Oswaldo Cabrera in 2021 and Spencer Jones in 2024. Hasso is at 74 total, so a couple of marks to kind of pay attention to over the next 5 days. King will throw back over to first, and Avina's back in. It's a second throw over in this plate appearance for Chuck King, so he cannot throw over again unless he's to pick off the runner. Avina just 2 stolen bases in 4 attempts over 42 games with Somerset. He gets the lead off the bag, and King will fire home, and it's swung on and fouled straight back by Hasso. It's 1-2. Couple of RBI on Tuesday for Hasso, both of which came on sac flies, both of which came in his first 2 times the plate in the ball game. And total was 1 for 3 with 3 runs driven in yesterday's win over the Fightin Phillies for Somerset. The 1-2 swung on a line drive, picked on one hop by Robert Moore at short. He'll go the long way to first. It's in time. 6-3 goes to put out, and the side is retired here in the first. No runs, no hits, and 1 left on base for the Patriots. We're through a half. Somerset nothing. Fightin Phillies coming to bat. Bottom half for the first inning. Patriots nothing. Fightin Phillies coming to bat. And here's how they line up tonight, thanks to Golden Oaks Landscaping. Dante Nori leads off in center. It's Arun Escobar, the second baseman, at second. Felix Reyes third. He'll play right. Alex Benelis cleans things up at first. Dylan Campbell fifth. In left, Nick Dunn, the DH, bats sixth. Eric Brito seventh. He'll play third. Robert Moore is eighth at short. Caden Hediger, the catcher, bats ninth. And on the mound for Somerset tonight, it's the righty Ben Hess.
Ben Hess making his 7th start as a Patriot. He made 15 starts at High A Hudson Valley before being promoted in the early part of August. But with Somerset, 3-1 with a 2.93 earned run average, 30 2/3 innings pitched. He has given up just 19 hits. He struck out 39, walked 11.
First pitch to Dante Nori is a wave and a whiff. It's no balls and 1 strike. Dante Nori, who's making his second Double-A appearance after starting in Tuesday's ball game. The 0-1 is a curveball that's in for a called strike. It's quickly 0-2. 4-pitch mix for Hess. We're seeing fastball, changeup, sweeper, and I'll throw that curveball that really he only deals to against left-handed bats. So you saw that there to Nori. Redding has 4 lefties in the lineup, 5 when you add in the switch-hitting Robert Moore. 0-2 is another curveball, and it's swung on by Nori, rolled over to first. On a couple of hops, it's fielded by Hardman, and the first baseman takes it to the bag himself for out number 1, and that'll bring Arun Escobar to the plate.
A little switch in the lineup last night, or yesterday morning. Escobar was the leadoff man.
See,
with
that's
Nori.
what I said yesterday. You're so used to saying night.
Escobar batted 1 and Nori 2. Tonight, they flip-flopped the 2 of them around with Nori leading off and Escobar 2.
So Escobar, the righty bat, digs in. 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. And Ben Hess, a long look in and fires home. And Escobar swings and he skies it in the air towards right center. Jones, the center fielder, darts back. He's caught off by the right fielder, Martin, who makes the catch in the alley. And that's quickly out number 2. And that'll bring Felix Reyes to the plate. Scoreless ball game still as Reyes digs in from the right side. Reyes, who is on his way to capturing the Eastern League batting title this year. .339 on the year through 92 contests. First pitch home is taken for a strike. It's 0-1. Second place in the Eastern League is at .306. That's Max Anderson, but he is not in Double-A anymore. He was promoted to Triple-A a couple of weeks back. The 0-1. Reyes takes that one down south. It's 1-1. Philip Glasser's in third. He was promoted. Rafael Flores, fourth, promoted. Jet Williams, fifth, promoted. So it's Justice Bigby, who's at 281 and 6 with Erie. The only guy who could technically catch Reyes at this point. It would take something unforeseen. 1-1. Reyes swings, lifts it into the air, foul territory, first base side. Hardman, the first baseman's there, and to make the basket catch, and that'll retire the side in the first. So, Fightin Phils go down in order as Ben Hess makes quick work of the home side. We're through one. We'll head to the second. Fightin Phils and Patriots knotted up at 0. International Fireworks, the official fireworks provider of the R Phils during the 2025 season. Head to their store, 242 Sycamore Road in Douglasville, or visit fireworksrus.com. So, top half of the second inning, still a scoreless ball game here between Reading and Somerset. Patriots will send 5, 6, 7 to the plate, starting with Tyler Hardman. Chuck King back on the mound for the Fightin Phils. And we're excited tonight on this 12th annual LGBTQ plus night at the ballpark, thanks to our friends at Kutztown University, to welcome the new president of Kutztown University, Phil Cavalier, and also Jerry Shearer, the Senior Associate Dean of Students and Chief Diversity Officer at Kutztown University. Jerry, Dr. Phil Cavalier, how are things going tonight? I appreciate you joining us.
Thank you for being here. Thanks for having us. It's going well.
Jake, thanks for having us. It's been a great evening so far, and we're thrilled to sponsor this.
First pitch to Harmon was a ball. It's 1-0. So, of course, tonight we had the Pride Night R Phils Rainbow Cup giveaway, and like we said, 12th annual LGBTQ plus night here at the ballpark, thanks to Kutztown and their LGBTQ Resource Center. Next pitch, a strike. It's 1-1. So, I'm going to start with Dr. Cavalier here. Obviously, just took over as new president of Kutztown University. Just how's that experience been so far, and just what about that position at Kutztown was so enticing to you?
Yeah, it's been an incredible first couple of months. Had a chance to get around the area and start meeting some folks, but also working my way around campus. Kutztown, the people there are genuinely interested in helping students succeed. And it comes out in almost everything that folks do. And of course, it's a beautiful campus. So when I came to interview, I thought this is a place to go.
It is a nice spot. It's in a good area, so
Sure is.
Can't blame you there one bit. It's 3 balls, 1 strike. The count here to Tyler Hardman. So, Jerry Shearer, Senior Associate Dean of Students and Chief Diversity Officer at Kutztown University. Just a night like tonight, to do it here at FirstEnergy Stadium at the ballpark. What's the significance of that, and why is it something that's important to you to be here tonight and have the footprint here at the ballpark that you're having?
Sure, thank you. So we're proud at Kutztown of our diversity centers and the way that we approach diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. And one of those things is our LGBTQ Resource Center. And we thought, what a better way to highlight that and highlight what we do in the community other than being, by being a sponsor of Pride Night here at the Reading Phillies.
So Chuck King gets the outside corner to Tyler Hardman for strike 3. Third strikeout tonight for King. One out here in the inning. That'll bring it Jackson at Castillo to the plate. And this question, it's for both of you. I'll start with Dr. Cavalier here with it. Obviously, still kind of new to the Kutztown community, but just when it comes to kind of promoting inclusion and diversity at the campus, what are your initiatives as the new president? Just continue to kind of grow those initiatives that have been, so strong for Kutztown for so long.
Right. Yeah, I think the first thing is that as president, the message for me is always, we want students of all kinds to succeed, to thrive at Kutztown, and we want to make sure that we have support for all students. And then I think there are opportunities to recruit different kinds of students to get into Allentown and Reading further, and reach out to some communities that I think, frankly, we could do a better job reaching out to. Jackson
Castillo flies out to Dante Norian Center for out number 2. And, Jerry, same kind of question for you in your position, Chief Diversity Officer at Kutztown. What kind of things, are you doing to kind of help make Kutztown a welcoming community and build on that success that you've been having for so long in that?
Sure. So we do a lot of programming. Some is more social, some is educational. We want students to engage with each other and learn from each other, learn from our faculty and staff, and also reach out to the community. So kind of doing everything: programs, education, support groups, social groups, and really just, again, making students feel like they are engaged, that they have connection, and that they belong.
1 ball, 1 strike to count here to Garrett Martin. And, Jerry, I'll kind of throw this one back at you here. The Fightin fails, right? Why is Kutztown and the Fightin fails? That's a base hit into center field by Martin, so a 2-out base runner for the Patriots as Jake Gatewood steps in. Why is Kutztown and the LGBTQ plus resource center at Kutztown and the R fails? What makes that partnership such a good one?
Sure. Well, Kutztown being a long-standing institution, the R Phillies being a long-standing institution, it's a natural partnership. There's some things in this world that last a long time, and we have 2 great organizations. Why not work together to promote community, to promote unity, and just be here together, enjoying what we have tonight. Is a beautiful night here at the stadium.
I got great weather tonight here at the ballpark. King will check on Martin at first. So Jake Gatewood is in the batter's box for Somerset. Scoreless ball game, top 2. Jake Starr again joined by Jerry Shearer, Senior Associate Dean of Students and Chief Diversity Officer at Kutztown University, and Dr. Phil Cavalier, the new president of Kutztown University, sponsoring it tonight's our Phil's Pride Night Rainbow Cup giveaway. First pitch to Gatewood is a strike, 0-1. So, Dr. Cavalier, as I said, you're still obviously kind of new to the Kutztown community, but for people that are looking for places to go, maybe those from Berks County, why should Kutztown kind of be something that they really heavily consider for spending their college years?
Well, first, it's an incredibly affordable option, and our success with graduating students has been remarkable. The outcomes for students when they graduate have been remarkable. But I think I would say the campus experience for students, it is a real residential college, even though it's a school of about 7,000. And to me, that's a selling point for private institutions, but we do that well at a much larger scale, and people should take that into consideration when thinking about college.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count here to Jake Gatewood. Also, if you're in the ballpark tonight, maybe you're walking the concourse and you're listening to this conversation right now, make sure you check out their table here at FirstEnergy Stadium to learn more about Kutztown University. Ground ball to Brito at third. He'll go the short way to second. And a 5-4 footer's choice gets Jake Gatewood to retire the side. Dr. Cavalier, Jerry Shearer, kind of any final thoughts, or where can we kind of learn more about Kutztown, maybe about the LGBTQ plus center at Kutztown? How can those who are interested learn more?
Sure. So to learn about all of our diversity centers, we also have a multicultural center, a women's center, disability services office, Frederick Douglass Institute, military and veteran services. You can go to our Kutztown University website, kutztown.edu, and search for Diversity Works at Kutztown, and you'll see all of our centers there.
Awesome. Dr. Cavalier, any kind of final thoughts tonight?
Come to our campus. Let us show you what a great place we've got.
I think that's a great way to end it right there. Well, Jerry Shearer and Dr. Phil Cavalier, thanks so much for hopping on tonight. Enjoy the rest of the night, and we'll talk to you guys again soon.
Thanks, Jake.
We'll head to the top bottom of the second. Scoreless here on the Fightin Phil's Radio Network. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. It's brought to you by Cornwall Manor, an active senior living, not-for-profit community in scenic Cornwall, PA, outside of Lebanon. Still scoreless. Alex Pinellas digs in for Reading. Ben Hess's first pitch home is a called strike. It's 0-1 to Pinellas. Ben Hess made quick work of the Fightin Phils in the bottom half of the first inning, sending them down 1-2-3. And the 0-1 is over for a called strike to Pinellas. It's 0-2. Pinellas did not play in Tuesday's ball game. Was 3-for-16 last week at Hartford, but he did walk 7 times in 23 plate appearances against the Yard Goats. The 0-2 is a curveball that Pinellas will swing and lift foul out of play on the third base side. So the count stays 0-2. 64th game for Pinellas, overall hitting .263. He's got 6 homers and 34 runs driven in. Pinellas, who was a later add to the Phillies organization and Fightin Phil's roster this year, didn't sign until late May. And the 0-2 misses a bit upstairs. It's 1-2. Pinellas began the year in the Red Sox system, playing for AAA Worcester, and was released in late May, signed with the Phillies not too long later, and then joined the Fightin Phils. For what's been the duration of the season at that point, the 1-2 was a swing and a miss, and Alex Pinellas goes down on strikes. So that's out number 1 here in the second inning, and that'll bring Dylan Campbell to the plate for our Phils. Campbell digs in right side. Had to hit a couple of walks and a couple of stolen bases in yesterday's ball game. And Ben Hess fires the first pitch home. And that one swung on, lifted out of play, foul. And it's quickly 0-1 to Dylan Campbell. Good week last week for Campbell. It was 8 for 25. That's .320 overall on the road at the Yard Goats. A series of Fightin Phils ultimately split with Hartford. Here's the 0-1. He's been outside for a ball 1-1. But splitting with Hartford was enough for the Somerset Patriots liking to kind of create some distance between them and the Yard Goats in the Eastern League's Northeast Division standings. Somerset has won 7 straight, the 1-1. Campbell, a swing and a miss. It's 1-2, which included a 6-game sweep of New Hampshire last week. That was a Fisher Cats squad, Bob, that before last night had lost 13 straight before finally beating the Bay Sox up in New Hampshire.
Yeah, it's been a rough stretch, obviously, for them. I mean, you see a series sweep in the minor leagues, and obviously that means a 6-game sweep. That is a long, rough stretch.
In this day and age, like, just having a sweep is so difficult. The 1-2 is down low, 2-2. It's just, I feel like, because I mean, winning 6 in a row is hard, but doing it against the same team, I think, is even harder. Because you see each other enough. You're seeing the same pitchers eventually. You pick up on each other's tendencies. You're going to squeak a win out. Right. It just feels like more likely than not in a 6-game set.
Yeah, it's almost just the percentages of it. Eventually, you're gonna get one out of it.
Campbell takes the 2-2. It's a sinker low and away to the righty. It's 3-2.
But then you have the New Hampshire perspective, and it's just, especially at this time of the year where you're, I mean, obviously for their perspective, it's the end of the road. It's the end of the run. You're thinking about where you're going if the season's over with and what you got to do to get out.
3-2, and that's outside ball 4. So first base runner tonight for the Fightin Phils comes on a walk from Ben Hess. Going to bring Nick Dunn to the plate for Reading. And, I mean, you make a good point for the teams like the Fightin Phils that are out of playoff contention. There's still, I think, much to play for on a week like this where you got 5 games left. I mean, there's guys who, are they playing for a chance to go up to AAA and get to spend another week up there because the Iron Pick season goes until Sunday the 21st. And Dylan Campbell has been picked off at first, so Ben Hess gets him leaning. Campbell's picked off, and that's out number 2 here in the inning before pitch is even thrown to Nick Dunn.
Well, Campbell was taken off, that's for sure. You talk about somebody who got caught leaning. Dylan Campbell got caught leaning.
So now it's 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning as Nick Dunn will now get dealt the first pitch of the at-bat. And Dunn will take it up. It's 1-0. Or, I mean, look, maybe you're a guy who's a free agent after this year and you want to put some good tape up, try and, help pad those numbers a bit, hopefully get yourself a deal in free agency. There's a lot of things still to play for, still to prove, right, at this point of the year. Here's the 1-0 inside 2-0. I mean, let's go back 2 years. This week, 2 years ago, Ryan Kerkering's pitching in Binghamton, New York. Fightin Phil's way out of a playoff race, but he pitches that last week of the season. He goes up to AAA, makes 1 or 2 appearances, and all of a sudden you're pitching in big spots in the postseason for the Phillies. So a lot can change quickly.
Well, the other thing
down
is
low 3-0.
You're evaluated in everything in this game, and I guarantee you that part of the reasons and part of the thing that they're looking at is how are you managing this particular spot in the season? Are you still grinding out at bats? Are you still working through the things that you're supposed to be working on? As a pitcher, are you still setting up hitters? If you're going through the motions, they'll know that.
3-0. Dunn will take that down the chute for a called strike. It's 3-1. And I think when adversity is the highest, when the situation's maybe not the best, I think that's when players and even non-players, right, can prove what they got. As the next pitch to Nick Dunn is swung on and a ground ball through the hole, up the middle for a base hit. So Nick Dunn's aboard with a 2-out single, and that'll bring Eric Brito to the plate.
I think a guy like a Chuck King is a perfect example of that. I think Chuck King's kind of to the Phil's pitching staff what Felix Reyes has been to the batting, the offensive side of things. Now, not as spectacular as Reyes has been, but just given an opportunity to be out here every day and show, like, you know what, I belong here. I can get the job done at this level, and hopefully from their perspective at the next level. Give me a chance. I'll show you what I can do, but you give me the opportunity, I'm going to take advantage of it. Chuck King has done that. He broke camp looking to be kind of an extra arm in the bullpen, and he's become an everyday starter with the opportunity.
First pitch, Eric Brito was down for a ball, and Ben Hess is ready at the letters. Fires the 1-0 home. Brito takes it inside for a strike, 1-1. And I think that's one of the coolest things I've kind of seen in minor league baseball these last few years is obviously you get top prospects that come through town like Aiden Miller. You get guys that are going to go play in the big leagues like an Otto Kemp. You get, the guys like the Chuck Kings that kind of come out of nowhere. You get the Felix Reyeses that come out of nowhere. But, it's kind of those guys that maybe forgotten about, not on those prospect lists, that go in, have themselves a good season, and kind of make themselves a name for themselves. Next pitch to Brito's up and in. It's 2-1. I mean, I go back 2 years. You look at Oliver Dunn.
Oliver Dunn is right.
You look at Carson Taylor last year. You look at Felix Reyes, Chuck King this year. Guys that just weren't on many radars, and they've kind of turned on to have good seasons and created some value for themselves. 2-1. The Brito is fouled. It's 2-2. I mean, using Oliver Dunn as an example, Dunn has a good season, is traded, get Hendry Mendez and Robert Moore. Hendry Mendez then develops and is traded for Harrison Bader, and look at the impact he's having with the Phillies right now.
For sure. And from Oliver Dunn's perspective, he gets traded to Milwaukee and ended up breaking camp and
had a shot
gets his opportunity to get a shot in the big leagues.
Hess will check on Dunn at first, who dives back in safely.
And that opportunity was not going to happen in Philadelphia. He was not going to get the opportunity to play in the big leagues with the Phillies, but the way it worked out perfectly for Oliver Dunn to get his shot and his opportunity to play in the big leagues for the Brewers.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Dunn takes off. Pitch is low and away for a ball. There was no throw as Hernandez, the catcher, cannot handle it. So that is a stolen base for Nick Dunn, his first of the year. And it puts him in on second with 2 outs. Also, real quick, I need to get you the Somerset defense. Harmon at first, Gatewood second, Lombard Jr. at short, Hasso at third, Martin in right, Jones in center, Avina in left, and Hernandez is the catcher for Ben Hess tonight. 3-2 count, 2 outs to Eric Brito. Hefty lead at second for Dunn. The pitch home is on the outside corner, called strike 3. Couple of strikeouts in this inning for Ben Hess. It's no runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left on base. We've played 2 ahead of the third. Still scoreless here on the Fightin Phil's Radio Network. Us here at the Fightin Phillies want to thank our good friends at Pepsi for presenting the 2025 season here in Baseball Town. Go Fightin Phillies and drink more Pepsi. So we're still scoreless as we go to the top half of the third inning. Chuck King back on the mound for his third inning of work, and it'll be 9-1-2 due up here in the frame for Somerset. Diomedes Hernandez will lead things off for the Patriots alongside Bob McCool. I'm Jake Starr. Appreciate you spending part of your Wednesday evening with us. Another beautiful evening. I mean, it's looking like, Bob, the last two homestands of the year, last week against Chesapeake and this week against the Patriots, best 2-week stretch of weather we have had here in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, we've had our fair share of some iffy weather over the course of it, but yeah, the last series, you're right, was a good one. In this series, looks like we've got sun. We don't have much to worry about. The temperatures are not hot, no humid weather. A little bit of coolness at times at night once the sun goes down.
First pitch to Hernandez is swung on and it's fouled back out of play. It's 0-1. So we were talking last inning just kind of about how last week of the season, guys trying to finish strong, improve themselves, and just guys who maybe have kind of come from under the radar and had good seasons here in Reading, Chuck King being one of them. As Hernandez fouls that one back, it's 0-2. I was talking with Al Patrique today, recorded our final pregame interview of the 2025 season. That'll air in 3 parts, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in this weekend's set against Somerset. The 0-2 misses down, it's 1-2. And one of the things we talked about, and you'll hear it in the interview this weekend, is at the end of the day, look, you want to win games at this level. You want to win a championship because building that winning culture, Al said, and I agree, it's very important in the player development process, is learning how to win. 1-2, swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes Hernandez. Already the 4th strikeout tonight for Chuck King. That'll flip the lineup over here to Brendan Jones. But at the end of the day, the goal is for the Philadelphia Phillies to win a World Series, which obviously they are very much in the hunt for that right now. And the question always is, what can be done at the minor league level to put the Phillies in a position to win a World Series? And it's 2 things. And I remember it's something that Edwin Soto said to me a couple months ago. First pitch to Brendan Jones inside 1-0. Are we developing players that can go to the big league roster and be contributors for the Philadelphia Phillies right now? Otto Kemp, kind of exhibit A in 2025 for that. 1-0 was swung on and lifted foul. It's 1-1. Or can we develop players that can be used in trades to get players that are going to contribute to the Phillies and help win a World Series? McAble, Eduardo Taiit, get you Johan Duran. Hendry Mendez gets you Harrison Bader, 2 guys that have been huge contributors to the Phillies. 1-1 on the corner for a strike, 1-2. So just kind of talked with Al about that today, and just about kind of the fact that, it's a good feeling for a manager, for a coaching staff, for everyone in the player development process when either we get a guy who helps a big league club win games. Next pitch is upstairs. It's 2-2. Or we develop a guy to a point where he can be traded for someone that can come back and be a contributor. That's what the goal is at the end of the day. And, I think Al and his staff and everyone in the Phillies player development system, 2-2, outside, 3-2, has a hand in that. And that's why the process and everything that goes on in the minor league systems is so, paid attention to and highly regarded by those up top of the Phillies, because it takes a village, for lack of a better term, to develop and build the pieces you need to build a championship contender. 3-2 misses inside. That's ball 4. And another example to kind of just finish off this thought, Phillies obviously are paying a lot of guys a lot of money. Bryce Harper, Trey Turner, Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, Kyle Schwarber is going to have to get paid. Ranger Suarez in a similar boat. So can you develop young guys that can fill out the other parts of your roster for lesser expensive dollar amounts? So when you do shell out those, hopefully a high dollar amount for Kyle Schwarber this offseason to bring him back, you have, next pitch is a strike, its own one. Maybe you have an Ada Miller or Justin Crawford that can contribute and complement those higher dollar guys at a lower price for a good amount of time.
Yeah, that's, I think, one of the big problems in sports today is you have a lot of general managers who pretty much live in someone's basement. and just, well, I'd go get this guy, and I'd go get that guy. And
one is swung on, hit in the air towards right, slicing towards the line. Reyes over, it'll drop next to him for a base hit. Jones gets the second stops there. Good throw in from Reyes. So it'll be the second hit tonight for the Patriots, and it puts men on first and second, one out for Jay Savina.
But the answer is look, there's a limit to anything in terms of how much anybody's going to spend, and so you have to be able to offset those high rollers and the high expensive players with some people who can step in and play the other positions. Plus, you need to have a pitching staff. Plus, you need to have guys who can step in the event of an injury. But I never forget. I asked Al Padrique this question very early on 3 years ago about that idea that, look, you're going to be judged on how the team does in terms of wins and losses to some degree.
First pitch to Jay Savina's a ball. It's 1-0.
But obviously player development is the main reason of what minor league baseball is all about. How do you separate that in terms of player development versus wins and losses? And his answer is a solid one, and it's a good one. I've asked him the question more than once, and he's always given me the same answer, which is if they do what they're supposed to do in the development aspect, we'll win.
Pitch is a strike. It's 1-1. And I think that's the thing, too, because at this level, right, when you're at the big league level, there's no up. You can't. I mean, obviously.
But you're playing every game to win.
Yeah, you can be an all-star. You can make the Hall of Fame, but you're trying to win,
correct,
right? And at the minor league level, I think that's where, as a player and a coach, you have to find that balance, and it can be hard at times. The 1-1 is a bit up for a ball. It's 2-1 because you want to win. You know, maybe it's, hey, can you lay a bunt down or something like that. But at the end of the day, guys are also thinking, okay, I want to get to AAA. I want to get to the big leagues. Is laying a bunt down helping me here? So it's kind of finding that balance. 2-1, swung on a ground ball through the hole to the left side for a base hit. Campbell gets to it quickly, fires a one-hop throw home. So that'll hold Jones at third. So back-to-back hits for the Patriots is a Venus singles. It's the bases loaded, one out for Dylan Hasso. But to kind of continue and finish off that thought, it's one of those things that you do the right thing, and it's, as I think I spent a lot of time with Al Padrique, so I'm probably going to start sounding like him, but you do the right things every day. You play the game the right way. You play to win. You get a bunt down. You move a runner over from time to time. You're not just chasing numbers or stuff like that. And you do things the right way, good things are going to come to you. It's when you start thinking about that promotion and who's in front of me and my next contract or whatever, that's when you start to get self-consumed. First pitch is swung on by Hasso. Line drive into left field for a base hit. Everyone up a station. Jones scores on an RBI single from Hasso. That'll make it 1-0. Base is still loaded, one out for Tyler Hardman. But it's when you get self-consumed in all those things, when you kind of get into that mind cluster. And I think a lot of times at this level, it's hard, understandably so, but it's how do I just focus on the task at hand, you know, trying to win here. Like Tyler Hardman, I'll use as an example, right? You'd love to hit a grand slam home run right now and make yourself look really good, but at the same time, if you can if you can get a ball in the air deep enough to center field and score a run, those are the Yankees at the top. They're going to look at that pretty highly too as Brad Bergeson goes out for a conversation.
Well, here's the other piece of it. Look at a guy like Dylan Campbell, who's played center field and is a center fielder. Well, now with Dante Nori here, he's bumped over to left field. He's just made two good plays in left field that have kept this right now a one-run game, because they're base hits that with a different outfielder might have led to a run or two runs at this point in time. But he's played them well. He's read the ball off the bat well. He's charged them, and as a result of that, Raul Dominguez has put up a stop sign, and for right now, it's still a one-run game. So Dylan Campbell, if you asked him where he wants to play, he's going to tell you, I want to play center field. But right now, I'm going to be playing left field. Well, I got to be a good left fielder too. And if I can play left field well and I can make the right plays, I might get an opportunity to go back. I might get an opportunity to go to AAA, and then maybe I can play center field at AAA. But it's always about making the most of whatever spot they put you if they put your name in the lineup.
First pitch to Hardman is a ball. It's 1-0. So it's a 1-0 ball game in the top of the third inning between Reading and Somerset. Bases are loaded with one out here for Tyler Hardman. King is ready at the letters. The 1-0 home is check swing on a pitch outside. No swing, says Jamal Allen, the home plate umpire. It's 2-0.
Huge spot here for Chuck King. He's got himself in a mess in this inning. Not a lot of hard hit balls, but nonetheless, it started with a walk. But he can roll one over here and get out of this inning with no further damage, he can walk through the landmines.
And the 2-0 is over for a called strike. It's 2-1 here to Hardman. Hardman 0 for 1 tonight, struck out looking back in the second. Overall is a 225 hitter on the season. And King deals at the knees for a called strike, 2-2. Look at our out-of-town scoreboard right now. It is the top of the 4th inning in Richmond, and it is a 1-1 ball game. Yarko struck first. Flying Squirrels responded in the bottom of the 3rd for a run. So obviously those watching this game with a Somerset interest, also very interested in that Richmond-Hartford game tonight. 2-2 misses down. It's 3-2. Patriots with a magic number of 2 to clinch a playoff spot. Next pitch, swung on, fouled straight back. Stays 3-2. Somerset vying to make the postseason for the 4th consecutive year. They won the Eastern League title in 2022. They made the playoffs the last 2 years after that. Only year of their affiliation they did not make the playoffs was 2021. 3-2, and that's outside ball 4. So Chuck King walks in a run, his 3rd walk tonight. RBI number 63 on the season for Tyler Hardman, and that makes it a 2-0 ball game. In 2021, actually, Somerset had the best record in the Northeast Division, but because of the way it was set up that year, both teams from the other division actually went to the playoffs because it was the 2 best overall records as opposed to the best in the division. First pitch to Jackson Castillo's a ball. It's 1-0, and King seemingly struggling with some command here right now.
Yeah, again, the mess gets worse. Just not consistently getting the ball over the plate. He got behind Hardman, got him into 3-2, and then missed well outside on a 3-2 slider.
1-0 is swung on, lifted into the air, foul, and the left field line and out of play. It's 1-1.
So Phil's walked in 2 runs last night, walked in another one here tonight. Still only 1 out here with the bases loaded. Between the 5 errors last night, walking runners in. This is the exact opposite of what we've been talking about in terms of making a showing down the stretch.
1-1 to Castillo, swung on and fouled again. Out of play, left side. So it's 1-2. Castillo flew out the center, his only time up tonight. Still looking for his first hit of the week. 0 for 6 with 3 strikeouts. Bases are loaded. King fires home. And that is bounced. Good block by Caden Hediger to keep it in front of him. It's 2-2.
Just keeping an eye on it just as this inning begins to implode on King. There's nothing going in the bullpen. So even if they get anybody up now, it's going to be a while before anybody can get loose.
64 pitches for Chuck King through 2 1/3 innings so far.
Yeah, he's got to be close to 30 pitches in this inning.
2-2. It's been inside for a ball, and the count goes full to Jackson Castillo. It's been a lot of 3-ball counts tonight for Chuck King. Castillo, 3 for 17 with runners in scoring position since joining Somerset on August the 7th. 3-2. And that's at the knees. Called strike 3. Huge strikeout right there for Chuck King, his 5th. And that's out number 2, and that'll bring Garrett Martin to the plate.
See, that's one of the frustrating things about the game to me. I mean, Jackson Castillo's not happy. That's a borderline strike. But the point is, it's a borderline strike. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes with the bases loaded. As a hitter, you should want a pitch to be able to hit. And it's too much of, walking back to the dugout, complaining to the umpire.
First pitch to Garrett Martin, gets the corner for a strike. It's 0-1.
I see it at every level, and it frustrates me to no end. I mean, again, it's one thing if it's a pitch that's nowhere near the strike zone and the umpire made the call on it. That was a borderline pitch.
0-1's a line drive, picked on a hop by Escobar, throws to Moore, who's behind the bag, and he somehow wins the race to the bag, and he beats Tyler Hartman to second base. What a play by Escobar and Robert Moore to get that third out of the inning, so it's a 4-6 fielder's choice. And Martin's retired, and that'll end the inning here in the third. Patriots do get a pair of runs. They did it on 3 hits. No errors, and the bases are left loaded for the Patriots. We will head to the bottom of the third inning. Fightin fails. Now in a hole. It's 2-0 Somerset. Bottom half of the third inning is brought to you by Swartz Culleton PC. You can expect reliable and experienced attorneys who are committed to getting you justice after a serious personal injury. Call Swartz Culleton today at 1-800-JUSTICE. So Patriots 2 runs in the top of the third inning, so 2-0 hole for the Fightin Phils here in the bottom half. And they'll send 8-9-1 to the plate against Ben Hess, who worked around a hit and a stolen base in the second inning for a scoreless frame. And the first pitch to Robert Moore, and is taken a bit outside. It's 1-0. Moore, who played in Tuesday's ball game, he started at third base. At shortstop today, he went 2 for 5 with a double and strikeout on Tuesday morning. And Hess's 1-0 is swung on and driven towards left center field. Avina's back, sizes it up. The left footer makes the catch in the alley for out number 1. Good swing there from Robert Moore, but hangs up enough for Jay Sabina to make the catch. And that'll bring the catcher, Caden Hediger, to the plate. So Caden Hediger digs in from the left side. First official at-bat of the week. And the first pitch is down. It's 1-0. Hediger, who did sub in late to Tuesday's ball game, he pinch ran for Caleb Ricketts, who left with an apparent injury in extra innings, and then finished off the game behind the plate, but did not register an at-bat. 1-0 is upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. In his first AA week, Caden Hediger, 1 for 11, an RBI. Walked 3 times, also struck out 3 times. In Reading's 6-game series at Hartford. Here's the 2-0 home. Hediger swings a line drive towards right center field. Diving is Martin in right, and he makes a full extension catch. What a play by Garrett Martin. Got a late jump on it. I think he thought it was going further than it did, and Martin goes full extension in right center field to take a base hit away from Caden Hediger.
Yeah, I think it sounded like he broke his bat, so I think it was not hit nearly as hard as Martin thought it was, and it made him hesitate for a second, but he went all full-out dive to make that play, and a great one at that.
First pitch to Dante Norrie. He takes it for a called strike. It's 0-1.
He also played it well enough that even if he didn't come up with that, I think he was in position to block it with his body.
0-1, misses a bit outside the Norrie. It's a ball and a strike. Second time up for Norrie tonight. Grounded out the first, back in the first. Long look in from Hess. The righty winds and deals. Norrie swings and he fouls it out of play. It's 1-2. So between 3 levels this year, it's the 122nd game of the year for Dante Norrie. .263 hitter. He's reaching base at a .364 clip. He's got 33 extra base hits, which includes 18 doubles, 11 triples, 4 home runs. He's got 47 RBI, and he's 51 for 60 in stolen bases this year. Here's the 1-2, and Norrie swings and misses, goes down on strikes. Third strikeout tonight for Ben Hess was a sinker at 96. And the Fightin' Phils go down in order here in the third. We will go to the fourth. Reading trails it 2-0. So we go to the top of the fourth inning, 2-0. Patriots on top, and a takeover on the play-by-play. It's Bob McCool.
All right, thank you very much, Jake. We head to the top of the fourth with a 2-0 lead for Somerset. 2 runs on 4 hits for the Patriots. They have not committed an error. No runs, just 1 hit so far for the Fightins, and have not committed an error as well. It'll be Jake Gatewood to lead it off for Somerset here in the fourth. Somerset sent 8 players to the plate in the third inning. Gatewood grounded out to third base his first time up. Right-handed hitting second baseman was 1 for 4 in last night's game. And the first pitch from Chuck King to start this fourth inning is over for a called strike. Just a point in time in the last inning where King got himself in trouble with the base on balls. Started with a walk to Brendan Jones with 1 out, and also ultimately walked Tyler Hartman with the bases loaded for the second run. And throwing strikes here to at least to start this fourth inning as he catches the outside corner, and he's ahead of Gatewood, no balls and 2 strikes. Gatewood will turn 30 years old at the end of the month of September. Had spent some time this season with AAA Scranton Wilkes-Barre, played 35 games at AAA. Hitting .248 in his time with Somerset with a couple home runs and 12 RBIs. 0-2 pitch is a chopper towards short, high chop right in front, bites right in front of Robert Moore. He'll make the play in time for out number 1 here to start the fourth inning. I'll bring up Diomedes Hernandez, the catcher for the Patriots, who struck out his first time up. King has struck out 5 so far. Hernandez just 20 years of age, and the first pitch to him is on the outside corner for a called strike. Signed by the Yankees as an international free agent from Venezuela in 2022. He hit .158 in his time at Somerset. 0-1 pitch, tried to stop and did not. He's quickly ahead of Hernandez, no balls and 2 strikes. So King gets ahead of Gatewood 0-2, gets him out on a ground ball to short. Now he's quickly ahead of Hernandez 0-2 as well. Top of the order, and Brendan Jones in the on-deck circle. And a swing and a miss. King retires Hernandez on 3 straight pitches as he gets him on a changeup. Changeup has worked well for King. He got a couple strikeouts in the first inning with the use of that changeup. His 6th strikeout here, his 2 outs here in the fourth. And I'll flip the lineup around to Brendan Jones, who was one of those strikeout victims, and he walked, as I mentioned, to get the rally started for Somerset last inning, came around to score. First pitch to him here, over for a called strike. So whatever adjustments Chuck King made between inning 3 and inning 4 have worked out well for him so far. And right back with his 0-1 pitch that's lifted foul and out of play. So for the third straight hitter now in this inning, it's a no balls and 2 strike count. So King to try to put him away here. Line drive, however, right back through the middle, and Brendan Jones will turn into a base hit instead. Hit number 5 for the Patriots is a 2-out single for Brendan Jones. He's on base for a second time. Going to bring up George Lombard. Jake had mentioned earlier the youth of Lombard began this season with Somerset, or when it was called up to Somerset, it was still just 19 years of age, turned 20 in June the 2nd. Number 1 prospect for the Yankees. His father, George, been a longtime baseball man, currently the bench coach of the Detroit Tigers. But there's not a lot about the game of Lombard that the scouts don't like. They think he'll hit for average. They think he'll hit for power. Like what he does defensively, even better than his bat. And he has a good arm as well. He swings and fouls the first pitch back. He's still trying to find himself at Double-A. Coming into today's game, he's at .213. He does have a single in this game, and came around to score the second run for the Patriots. So 1 for 2 today and 1 for 6 now in the series. He'll call time as King working a little bit faster in this inning as well. And ahead of Lombard, no balls and a strike. Lombard began the season with Hudson Valley. It was a short run of 24 games. He hit .329 before his promotion. So obviously the Yankees felt, all right, let's test him. Let's push him up to Double-A and see how he does. Again, the bat hasn't been great, but he's been in that lineup pretty much every day. He does have 22 doubles on the year and has shown the pop we're talking about with some power with 8 home runs. And this pitch just misses outside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Jones, the runner at first base, 2 outs. Top half of the 4th inning. Somerset leads at 2-0. King's 1-1 pitch. Ground ball down the third base line. Backhanded by Brito. He's going to try to make the long throw to first. It gets by Pinellas, and it's going to roll down the first base line. They're going to send Jones around until Pinellas can go chase it down. Pinellas will come all the way around and score. And Lombard rolls into second base. And another run across for the Patriots, who now lead it 3-0.
So we'll see where they roll it. I mean, there has to be an error no matter what, because the run doesn't score and Lombard doesn't advance without a throwing error. If I had to guess, it's probably going to be a hit for Lombard Jr., a single, and then an E5 on the throw, because you have to kind of break it up into 2 different parts. There's the first, the play, which was a tough play, but you make a good throw, and the run doesn't score, so there has to be an error assessed somewhere.
So Lombard's at second base now with 2 outs. The defense has been a problem for the Fightins in this series. Mentioned a moment ago, they had 5 errors yesterday, and now add another here that adds another run for the Patriots. And the first pitch to Jace Avina is over for a called strike on the just outside, ball 1. There's a little squibber out in front of the plate. Hedinger, the catcher, will make the play and slips and falls, and everybody's safe. Lombard wandered a little bit too far off the bag. Burrito snuck in behind him. Hedinger threw it to third, but Lombard's back. So Avina's safe at first base. Still no decision yet on the play with Lombard. Now that's going to be a base hit for Avina. Hedinger jumped out, took command, and then was he meant to throw the ball to first base, the feet slipped out from under him. So that allows Avina to be safe at first. Lombard at third now with 2 outs.
So what I have here is that it's just going to be an error. So first of all, single for Avina,
right,
and then it's just an E5 for Lombard. There was no base hit in there at all.
Right. So they did not judge it to be a hit and an error, but just an error on Brito. And so Lombard, the beneficiary of that at third base. Avina, as we said, a single on that little swinging bunt. And Dylan Hasso is at the plate, takes a healthy cut here and comes up empty. Hasso with an RBI single his last time up, his 75th RBI of the year. And now he'll call time at the plate as King's trying to work his way out of any further trouble here. So it'll go as an unearned run. And King's pitch to plate blocked. Good job by Hettinger. Keep the ball in front of him with Lombard at third base. And the count, I believe, is now 1 ball and 1 strike to Dylan Hasso. Runner dancing off first. They've got him picked off. Now they're going to get him in a rundown. Lombard takes off from third, and Pinellas is going to run right at him and make him commit. They'll back to Brito, who will tag him out. Alex Pinellas and the Phils ran that rundown to perfection as Lombard wandered off, and he ran right at him and made him commit, and then they tag him out. Pinellas to Brito on the tag out, and that will end the inning. It'll go as a caught stealing to end the fourth as Somerset does get a run home. They do it on 2 hits. There was an error, and 1 man left. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. It's now 3-0. Patriots on top. Klein Transportation has been the official transportation provider of the Reading Fightin' Phils throughout the season. Klein Transportation got the Phils to all of their road trips throughout the 2025 season. And for more information, you can go to KleinTransportation.com. Of course, the road trips are over. The regular season comes to an end for the Fightin' Phils here on Sunday. Again, a reminder that Sunday afternoon series and season finale is at 1:15. Somerset hoping that they will be locked up in a playoff spot by the time that comes around. Patriots with a magic number of 2 as today's game began. They have a 3-0 lead, and Arun Escobar leads it off, and he hits a high chopper right to the third baseman, Dylan Hasso, who make the play in plenty of time. 1 pitch and 1 out here in the fourth as Escobar is retired. I'll bring up Felix Reyes. Reyes fouled out to first base his first time up. In addition to leading the league in hitting at .339 coming in, among the league leaders in doubles as well with 32. Had 2 more doubles in last night's game. And the first pitch to him here from Ben Hess is outside for a ball. Hess, the number 6 prospect in the organization for the Yankees. 23-year-old right-hander from Moline, Illinois. Played his college baseball at Alabama and is a first-round draft pick of the Yankees last year, number 26 pick overall. 1-0 pitch is way outside. It is ball 2. So Hess was picked by the Yankees at number 26 in the draft. Dante Nori picked by the Phillies. The next player chosen at number 27. 2-0 pitch coming to Reyes. He's outside corner. It's called strike. Phillies and Mets heading to the bottom of the fourth. Phillies put 2 runs across in the bottom of the first. Mets just got to Christopher Sanchez for a run in the fourth. So it's 2-1 Phils. The Phillies come to the plate in the bottom of the fourth. Reyes pitch, 2-1 driven into right center field. And it's going to be over the head of Martin, and Felix Reyes is going to roll into second base with yet another double.
You know, I know we called Keaton Anthony Mr. Doubles. I think it has to be Felix Reyes.
Baton has been passed.
Yeah, Eastern League leading at 33rd double this season. 106 off the bat, 327 feet. Now Reyes that Eastern League batting average a little bit more as he closes in on a batting title.
I mentioned this a couple times in yesterday's game that I thought yesterday the Patriots were playing him pretty shallow in right field. And Martin wasn't as shallow as they were yesterday. Yesterday, it was Jackson Castillo in right field, but Reyes made him pay for it. I don't think it would have mattered because that was a bullet off the bat of Reyes, and Martin trying to go back on it and make a leaping catch, but it was a rocket off the bat of Reyes for his 33rd double of the season. Now Alex Pinellas is at the plate, and the first pitch to him is outside, ball one. Pinellas struck out his first time up against Hess. Takes a look at second, comes 1-0, and it's outside again. It's 2-0. So Hess is only working from the stretch for a second time in this game. Technically, it's the third time, but the first time he had Dylan Campbell on base, and he picked him off. Then Nick Dunn got a base hit with 2 outs. And now Reyes at second base. First time the Phils have had a player touch second in this ball game, and that's over for a called strike to Pinellas. It's 2-1. 3-0 game in favor of Somerset. Phils trying to chip away here in the bottom of the fourth. Dylan Campbell in the on-deck circle for the Fightins. Hess delivers to the left-hand hitting Alex Pinellas. Way outside again, it's 3-1. And Martin is very shallow on Pinellas as well in right field and well off the line. He's playing him much more. He's basically playing behind the second baseman, Jake Gatewood. If Pinellas would pull a pitch, he's got a huge hole between first and second, and down the line would be able to run for a while. But they're pitching him away so far to 3-1. And this one is fouled out of play. It's 3-2 down to third base line. So the count now full to Alex Pinellas. Reyes steps his lead off of second base. That's 3-2 pitch. Way inside, ball 4. May have hit his foot, and Reyes, we'll find out because Reyes moved up. So the answer is no, it did not hit his foot, because if it did, Reyes would have to go back to second base. But instead, Reyes moves up to third base on ball 4. And that's the first walk surrendered by Hess. The Fightins have runners at the corners now on the tying run at the plate in the presence of Dylan Campbell. It's the second walk given up by Hess because Dylan Campbell was the first. 1 out here in the inning. And the first pitch to Campbell's lifted foul and out of play. Mentioned that Somerset's magic number is 2 with their win last night. The Philadelphia Phillies reduced their magic number now to 9. And obviously with a win tonight, they get 2 more off of that. Swing and a miss. Campbell quickly in a no balls and 2 strike hole. And that magic number is not to get to the playoffs. That magic number is to win the National League East. To get into the playoffs, the number for the Phils is lower than 9. So no balls and 2 strikes to Campbell. Runners at the corners and 1 out. Ground chopper down to third. Hasso only 1 play to first. It's in time for the out. Reyes will score. Phils are on the board. It's 3-1.
So it goes down as an RBI for Dylan Campbell, his 24th. And Fightin Phil's going to run back here in the 4th.
And on the play, Pinellas moves up to second base. So he's in scoring position now with 2 outs. And Nick Dunn at the plate. Dunn had the first hit for the Phils in the ballgame. Back in inning number 2. And a single to center field. So Pinellas off of second. And the left-hand hitting Nick Dunn at the plate. Way up high. Phil's bullpen is quiet, so Chuck King will come back out for the fifth inning. One 1-0 pitch. That's on the inside corner for a called strike one. And right back with strike two, right down the gut. He threw him a curveball, and Dunn takes it for a called strike. Fastball, curve, slider, and change. .6'5", 255-pound right-hander, working from the stretch. Comes 1-2. Comes back with the curveball, but this time it's at the back foot of Dunn. He lays off, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2-2, 2 outs. And just misses. Hess, I think, thought it was a strike. Hernandez trying to sell it behind the plate. Instead, it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. So with the open base behind him, Pinellas cannot take off on the pitch, but 3-2. Don lifts this one to left field, down the line, long run for Avina, and he'll make the catch. Stepping into foul territory in the process, a nice running catch for Jace Avina will bring the 4th inning to a close for the Fightins. They do get their first run across. They do it on 1 hit. There were no errors, and there was 1 man left. We're through 4 in Baseball Town. 3-1 is our score. Somerset on top. We head to the 5th in a 3-1 ball game. Chuck King is indeed back out on the mound for the Fightins, but as we say that, there is some activity going in the Phil's bullpen as well. I believe that's Jaden Estinista who's the first one up.
Looks like it is.
So he is up in the event that King struggles. He is at 86 pitches. That 4th inning was a high volume pitch count for Chuck King as Somerset put 2 runs across. Dylan Hasso will lead it off. Hasso, one of the pieces of that puzzle with an RBI single in that 3rd inning, his 75th RBI of the year. And the first pitch from King to Hasso here is a bit low and away for a ball. Jake mentioned it, Hasso going for the Somerset Patriot record for RBIs in a season, and got 1 more in that column today. And the 1-0 pitch is outside, it's 2-0. So King worked ahead of all the hitters he faced in the 4th inning, but falls behind Dylan Hasso 2-0 here. And catches the outside corner with his 2-0 pitch to make it 2 balls and 1 strike. and does the same on the 2-1 pitch. So pretty much the same spot for King, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes, and Hasso will call time. Hasso, native of Mexico, went undrafted. He played his college baseball at the University of New Mexico and went undrafted, playing for the Lobos. Yankees signed him in 2023. He's 22 years of age. And that pitch is in the dirt. It's ball 3. And a lot of 3-2 counts for Chuck King in this ball game. And one of the reasons why his pitch count is now going to be north of 90, 91 right now, with number 92 about to be delivered at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Lifted foul and out of play down the first base line, and Hasso stays alive. So Hasso 1 for 2 tonight, 2 for 5 in this series, and he's already got 4 RBIs in this series. He got his hits. He got his RBIs last night without a hit. He got his hit in the 9th inning. But he'd already had 3 RBIs. Swing and a miss here, and King gets him swinging for a strikeout. Strikeout number 6 for Chuck King, as he comes back to work his way through and get Hasso swinging. Hasso drove in his first 2 runs on sacrifice flies and then walked with the bases loaded. So that's, he had 3 RBIs without a hit last night. And here's Tyler Hartman, who, speaking of which, walked with the bases loaded for the 2nd run in that 3rd inning. His 62nd RBI of the year. First pitch to him, outside ball 1. So King trying to pepper that outside corner, but fell behind Hasso trying to do that, and now doing the same thing here with Hardman. Hardman struck out his other plate appearance tonight. And again, on the outside portion of the plate, but too far outside. It's 2-0. So every pitch that Chuck King has thrown in this inning has been either on the outside corner or just off the outside corner. And that's on the outside corner, maybe a little bit further in. It's 2-1. Hardman, veteran right-handed hitter, 26 years of age, signed by the Yankees, or drafted by the Yankees out of the University of Oklahoma. He was the Big 12 batting champion in 2021 at Oklahoma. He hit .397, a very highly regarded prospect for the Yankees the last couple years, but he's been battled with injuries. He's in a 3 balls and 1 strike count here. And misses outside, ball 4. So the 4th walk given up by Chuck King comes with 1 out here in the 5th, and that's going to be the end of the night.
Patriots.
98 pitches thrown by Chuck King, and he can't get through the 5th inning. 4 to 3rd will be the end of the line for Chuck King as Al Patrique makes the motion to the bullpen. And we will have that pitching change when we come back on the Reading Fight Phil's Radio Network. Well, as we mentioned when he was warming up, the new arm, the first call from the Alvernia University bullpen is right-hander Jaden Estanista.
Jaden Estanista in for the Fightin' Phils, making his 18th appearance, 101 record, 6.98 ERA, 19 1/3 innings pitched. 16 hits allowed, 2 of which were home runs, 16 walks, 19 strikeouts. Opponents .235 against Estanista this season.
So he inherits a runner at first base and 1 out. And Jackson Castillo will be the first one to face Estanista. looking at that picture of Estanista that was on the board, bears a striking physical facial resemblance to Christopher Sanchez.
Never thought of that before.
Just looking at that, I'm like, that looks like Christopher Sanchez. And I'm like, that's Jaden Estanista, but I'm like, I want to see what, maybe I'm crazy. But now I've just pulled up a picture of Christopher Sanchez, and I'm not saying they're twin brothers, but there's definitely a facial resemblance between the two. Now, if he could be as effective, that would be a great thing. First pitch from Estanista to Castillo is a ball. Castillo 0 for 2, and that one's in the dirt, and he's quickly behind Jackson Castillo. No balls and 2 strikes. Castillo, one of just 2 lefties in Raul Dominguez's lineup tonight. The other, the leadoff man, Brandon Jones. And Estanista's 2-0 pitch is up high. It's 3-0. Speaking of Christopher Sanchez, giving up 4 hits and a run through 5 innings. Phil's coming to the plate in the bottom of the 5th at Citizens Bank Park. Christopher Sanchez has the Phils on top 2-1. 4 hits, 6 strikeouts, hasn't walked a batter. The day at the office for him as Estanista gets that over for a called strike. Ranger Suarez was brilliant last night for the Phils. 12 strikeouts, gave up just 1 hit in 6 innings. As Hardman takes his lead off of first. And this one is lifted into left field. Dylan Campbell will drift back, plenty of room, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. So Estanista retires the first batter he faces. And by the way, that reference to Ranger Suarez, that's our Fight Phil's alumni report presented by Deer Country, because of course he is a Fight Phil alumni, and Ranger Suarez was as good as it gets last night. It is a career high strikeouts for Suarez last night against the Mets with 12. Never really seemed to be in any jeopardy at all in that game. Estanista delivers his first pitch to Garrett Martin. It's outside for a ball. Runner at first, 2 outs. Martin 1 for 2 on the day, single back in the 2nd inning. His first appearance in this series. Did not play in last night's or yesterday morning's. Did it again. Series opener. 1-0 pitch is in the dirt. Good block by Hattinger. Keeps Hardman at first base. So he fell behind Castillo 2-0, came back to get him out. Now he's behind Martin 2 balls and no strikes. And that's ball 3, and that one goes through the mitt and through the legs of Hattinger and all the way to the backstop. So that'll allow Hardman to move up to second base. I'll assume it's a wild pitch, but that's an assumption on my part. Again, it was low, but it did hit the mitt of Hattinger, but went through that mitt. And now Hardman is at second base with 2 outs. And it's 3 balls and no strikes on Garrett Martin. That's outside ball 4.
It's actually going to be a pass ball.
It is a pass ball. I thought it
Hattinger.
might be, because like I said, it went through. It definitely was in the mitt. So Martin is a base runner on the 2nd walk of the inning. 5th walk of the night for the Phils pitching. Chuck King goes 4 to 3rd innings. Gave up 6 hits. 3 runs, 2 of them earned. And Tyler Hardman at second base is his responsibility should he score. 4 walks and 7 strikeouts for King in his 4 1/3. Jake Gatewood is the batter. First pitch to him is over for a called strike. Gatewood with a couple infield groundouts so far in this ballgame. 1 to 3rd, 1 to short. Somerset bullpen is quiet. There's a chopper foul towards the Patriot bullpen. And so Estanista now ahead of Gatewood, no balls and 2 strikes. Gatewood, one of the bigger second basemen you'll find. He's 6'5" and 190 pounds. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Estanista retires the final out here in the 5th for Somerset. No runs, No hits, no errors, and 2 left. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. It's 3-1, Patriots on top. Bottom half of the 5th inning is presented by Cornwall Manor, a unique and charming community nestled on a 190-acre wooded campus with many walking trails, including the Lebanon County Rail Trail. Alongside Jake Starr, my name is Bob McCool. 3-1 is our score. Somerset lays it as the Reading Fightin Phillies come to the plate here in the bottom of the 5th. Facing a right-handed pitcher, Ben Hess, for the Patriots. He will face Eric Brito, Robert Moore, and Caden Hedinger. That is the 7, 8, and 9 hitters due up for the Fightins here in this 5th inning. Brito struck out his first time up. Had a good night yesterday. 3 for 5 with an RBI, including an RBI that tied up the game in the bottom of the 10th inning, sent us to the 11th, where Somerset won the game 7-6. And he'll line this one to left field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Avina will get over and cut it off, and Brito will take a big turn around first base and stop there with his 4th hit of this series and the Phil's 3rd hit of this ballgame. Leadoff base runner now for Robert Moore.
Eric Brito has had limited playing time, but he seems to make the most of every opportunity. He's had a bunch of big hits and just been very consistent.
I loved his at-bat last night, or yesterday afternoon. There's a line drive for Robert Moore, his little humpback liner right at Gatewood. Brito has to scramble back to first base, so Robert Moore retired on 1 pitch on the line out to the second baseman. But he was in a position where the Phils, obviously with the ghost runner on base, and they were down at that point in time, and he just simply slapped the ball the other way into right field for a base hit. Here comes Caden Hedinger, flew out to right field his first time up. As Brito takes his lead off of first and takes off for second. The pitch is into dirt. Hernandez up with it. And not in time, Eric Brito picks up the stolen base. So now he's in scoring position with 1 out.
3rd stolen base in 4 attempts for Brito. This is 27th game for Reading.
Phils have added on. Double for Brandon Marsh, single for Max Kepler. Still batting in the bottom of the 5th. Phils now lead the Mets 4-1. So was a single before that from Real Muto. So it's a single from Real Muto, double from Marsh brings in Real Muto to make it 3-1. Brito calls time now. Not sure. Looks like he's looking at his arm. If he slid somehow, another scraped it open, or if it could be a belt issue.
Yeah, no trainer or anyone going out.
Nice.
Yeah, they're asking for a new belt.
Yeah, that's what it is. Michael Jones to the rescue. So Eric Brito in his slide into second base ripped the belt. So we're not wanting to have a pants issue as he's running around third base.
That wouldn't be good.
He opted instead to take a little extra time to get a belt replacement. So Hedinger, the batter, with a 1-0 count once Eric Brito's done dressing himself at second base. He's got some help now. George Lombard's there, I don't know, for fashion advice or exactly what, but he's holding his sliding mitt. So he looks over at Alpadrique, reminds him he got one out. And a 1-0 count on Hettinger. Now Hess will call time. He wants a conversation with his catcher, Hernandez. And Lombard's going to get in on that conversation as well. So now all the conversations appear to be over. And Hettinger back in the left-hand batter's box. And takes one outside. Now it's 2 balls and no strikes. Top of the order, and Dante Nori in the on-deck circle for the Fightins. Hess to the plate, 2-0. That's on the inside corner to make it 2 balls and 1 strike. Hettinger trying to sell it a little bit by jumping out of the way. Jamal Allen had none of that. It's 2-1. Bottom half of the 5th. Phils trail by 2. 2-1 pitch. Line foul and out of play down the third base line. Hess about to deliver his 65th pitch, and Hettinger hits it on the ground right side. Second baseman Gatewood has to wait for Hardman to get back to the bag. He's there. On the out at first, Burrito moves up to third base now with 2 outs. And they on the top of the order, and Dante Nori at the plate. Nori 0 for 2 so far in the game. Grounded out to first, struck out. 1 for 8 so far since his promotion here to Reading. Again, just a 20-year-old outfielder, signed out of high school last year, a first-round pick for the Phillies, the number 27 pick overall. Was born in Toronto, Canada, but grew up in Michigan, played at Northville High School in Michigan. Began this season at Clearwater. And this one gets away a little bit. Nice block by Hernandez. It doesn't get away enough. Burrito thought about it, but made the right call as it trickled maybe 7-8 feet away from the catcher Hernandez. And so Burrito scampers back to third base. 1-0 to Dante Nori. Nuri had 109 games in Clearwater this season at 262, 16 doubles. He had 11 triples at Clearwater, and then played 11 games at Jersey Shore before getting called up to Reading yesterday. He's a line drive at left fielder, right at the left fielder Avina as it hangs up. Nori hit it hard, but right at Avina, and that will retire the side for the Phils in the 5th. For Reading, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We've completed 5. It's 3-1, Somerset on top. Jay Nestanista back out to work the top half of the 6th inning. Before he does that, I'll remind you that it established in 1928. The Manor Golf Club is one of the oldest public courses in eastern Pennsylvania, located between Philadelphia, Lancaster, and Allentown in Sinking Spring. It offers a true test of golf on a championship-style course. Visit themanorgolfclub.com for more information. Diomedes Hernandez will lead it off for the Patriots here in the 6th. Be followed by Brendan Jones and then George Lombard. That's 9-1 and 2 in the Somerset lineup. They lead it 3-1. Hernandez struck out in both of his plate appearances, those against Chuck King, who went 4 1/3 for the Phils. The final line for King, 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 4 walks, and 7 strikeouts. And the first pitch from Estanista is a 95-mile-an-hour fastball that has Hernandez ducking out of the way. And the 1-0 pitch is outside. It's 2-0. And this one down the third base line, just foul. So it's 2 balls and a strike now to Diomedes Hernandez. Tried to check his swing and did not. It's 2-2. I don't know that it would have mattered. It may have been a called strike regardless. Hernandez not real happy about it. He calls time. They did not appeal as to whether or not he swung or not, so I think home plate umpire Jamal Allen just said, nope, that was a strike. And so it's 2-2. This one lifted into left field, falling fast, and it will fall in front of Dylan Campbell. Will field it on a hop, so it's a base hit for Hernandez. Hit number 7 on the night now for Somerset. He is a leadoff base runner here in the 6th. To the top of the order, and Brendan Jones.
Fightin Phils have Saul Turan throwing in the bullpen. So looks like he'll be next up.
Just added to the roster, and a call up from Jersey Shore. So Hernandez is on first base with nobody out for Brendan Jones, who's been on base twice tonight. Single and scored, walked and scored, and also struck out. So a good start to this series for Brendan Jones. And the first pitch to him from Estanista is for a called strike. Jones was 3 for 6 yesterday, so in total now he is 4 for 8 in the series. Scored 3 runs in yesterday's games, 2 more today. It takes that one up high. It's 1-1. So he has served his role as leadoff man and table setter for Somerset well. And he scored 5 of the 10 runs the Patriots have scored in this series. There's a swing and a miss at that cutter. As he swings over the top of that, it's 1-2. And that's right there for a called strike 3. Not sure what Jones was looking for there, but Estanista delivered him a fastball, and Jones knew it. He's headed back to the dugout. Second strikeout for Estanista. 1 out here in the 6th. Brings up Lombard. He's been on base twice in this game. Singled and scored a run. Was safe on an error his last time up, so officially 1 for 3 on the night. And the first pitch to him is over for a called strike. 95 on that fastball from Estanista. And make that strike 2 as he catches the outside corner. So Estanista settling in a little bit of a groove here in this 6th inning all of a sudden after giving up that little soft liner in the left field off the bat of Hernandez for a single. And he's ahead of Lombard now. No balls and 2 strikes. That's in the dirt. Hedinger can't find it, and that's going to allow Hernandez to move up to second base. I don't know if that ball just slipped out of Estanista's hands or not. The radar gun said it was a fastball at just 88. After he threw a 96-mile-an-hour fastball in the strikeout for Jones and then a 95-mile-an-hour fastball for Lombard, it registered as 88. 2-2. The runner now at second and 1 out. And Lombard lays off, and the count has gone full. Lombard with 34 RBIs on the season. It's a runner in scoring position here with 1 out. And that's outside, ball 4. Second walk given up by Estanista. Puts 2 on now with 1 out. No, it's 3-2. I thought that was ball 4. Stand corrected. So it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. So we'll do a reset here. I think everybody was kind of a little bit confused on what the count was. The guy that has the counter, Jamal Howan, said, no. We're 3-2. So Estanista still in a position to try to get Lombard out here. Chopper up the middle. Robert Moore ranges to his left. The shortstop will make the play to first in time. That is out number 2 instead. Now on the play, Hernandez moves up to third base with now 2 outs in the inning. Brings up Jace Avina. Avina's been on base all 3 times today. And he was 3 for 3 yesterday. So it's been a great series so far for Jace Avina. He was actually 3 for 4 in yesterday's game. 2 for 2 today with a walk. First pitch to him here is up and away, ball 1. He had 3 hits in yesterday's game, plus he was hit by a pitch. He was on base 4 times yesterday, 3 times today. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Avina came into the series at 201 on his batting average. He's already up to 224 in 2 days. Some good work if you can get it done. You got a runner at third base and 2 outs. And Estanista trying to keep that run away. 1-1 pitch is just a bit low and away. It's 2-1. Infield and outfield both playing Avina to pull. 2-1 pitch. Just reaches out and slaps that one out of play to stay alive at 2-2 on a cutter from Estanista. Patriot bullpen is quiet, so it would appear that Ben Hess will come back out for the 6th for Somerset.
For what it's worth, end of the 7th in Richmond, Flying Squirrels on top 2-1. So if all results hold, the Patriots will clinch the final playoff spot.
They need a win here and a loss there to lock it up. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and that will do it as Avina is got down swinging. Turns out to be 2 strikeouts in the inning for Estanista. And for Somerset in the 6th, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left. It remains 3-1 as we head to the bottom of the 6th here in Reading. So Ben Hess is indeed back out there to pitch the 6th inning for Somerset. He's given up just 3 hits so far in the ballgame. He's walked 2 and struck out 3 so far for Somerset. Arun Escobar will lead it off for Reading, to be followed by Felix Reyes and then Alex Pinellas. So 2, 3, and 4 in manager Al Padrique's lineup today. Escobar with a fly out to right field and a ground out to third in his 2 plate appearances. And first pitch from Hess is a curveball that misses outside. Escobar, the number 5 prospect in the Phillies organization. Solid season in his 2 stops at Clearwater and Jersey Shore. 1-0 pitch. Tried to check his swing and did not. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. In 69 games at Clearwater, hit .285 with 11 home runs and 42 RBIs. Then promoted on July the 8th to Jersey Shore, hit .256 in 46 games with 4 home runs and 19 RBIs. 1-1 pitch to him. Tried to kind of hold up his swing, but went around, and it's 1-2. So fooled on a slider that time by Hess. And now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes, and Escobar will call timeout. He's 20 years of age. He'll turn 21 on New Year's Day. One ball and 2 strikes. That one's in the dirt. It's 2-2. Time called. Ball may have got a piece of the catcher, Hernandez. This day in Baseball Town history, presented by Body's Own Sports and Wellness, the official workout facility of the R-Phils. We go back to this date, September 10th of 2016 here in Reading, where the then Trenton Thunder, the former AA affiliate of the Yankees, 2-2 pitch to Escobar. Again, tried to check his swing, but could not. So Escobar strikes out all 3 times, trying to hold up on his swing, and goes down swinging for the 4th strikeout for Hess. Out number 1 here in the 6th. So this day at Baseball Town, as I said, here in Reading, Trenton finishes off the Fightin Phils with a 3-2 win in Game 4 of the Eastern League Divisional Series. Dante Bichette Jr. homers and a pair of costly errors lead to the final 2 Trenton runs. This day in Baseball Town history, September the 10th, 2016. So Hernandez asking for the trainer to come out. As I said before, it looks like maybe he got some dirt in the eye, asking for a towel, and that was the reason why there was a time call during the at-bat for Escobar. So now getting little drops in the eyes as Felix Reyes waits to bat after the strikeout to Arun Escobar. Hernandez okay. You're going to let him catch a pitch just to make sure he can see okay. He says, I'm good. Felix Reyes will bat. Reyes with a double his last time up, came around to score the Phils' only run. Double number 33 on the season for Felix Reyes. Lifts that batting average to .340. And the first pitch here is a slider that's over for a called strike 1.
Phillies up 5-1 now. Brennan Marsh single, Harrison Bader scores.
Little chopper by Reyes is foul. So Marsh and Bader, again, having big nights for the Phils. That outfield combination is done really, really well. Max Kepler has also been a piece of it tonight. 0-2 pitch coming from Ben Hess. And Reyes goes chasing at a pitch in the dirt for back-to-back strikeouts for Hess here to start the 6th inning. Now make it 7-1 because now Max Kepler has added into it as well. He gets a base hit.
So Phillies wins tonight. Magic number's down to 7, right?
That is correct.
They can really run away with this thing.
Yeah. And then a chance to put some separation with himself and the Dodgers. They go out to L.A. next week to try to lock up the spot of getting the top 2 and avoid the first round of the playoffs. Here's Alex Benellis. He swings and misses at the first pitch from Hess. Benellis walked his last time up, struck out his first time as Hess bounces a curveball up there. So still no activity in the Somerset bullpen. Hess now at 77 pitches through 5 2/3. A 1-1 pitch on Benellis. That's there for a called strike 2. Nick Castellanos not in the lineup tonight, but he's had some big hits in this series. So again, they've gone to this rotation outfit. There's one way up and over. Hernandez is heading all the way to the backstop. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Benellis. But whatever combination of outfielders they've used, they've all contributed over the last week or so, ever since that debacle at Citi Field when the Mets swept the Phils. They've played solid baseball. Got great pitching as well. 2-2 pitch to Benellis. Outside, it's 3-2. Christopher Sanchez still in the game through 6 innings, 4 hits, a run, 6 strikeouts, and a walk for Hernandez. Or Sanchez, excuse me. 3-2 to Benellis. That's over for a called strike 3. Hess strikes out the side as the Phils go in order here in the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Through 6, it remains 3-1, Patriots on top. Well, the Iverna University Golden Wolves call the bullpen for the second time in this game for the Fightin Phils. We'll bring in the new man out there in that bullpen, Saul Teran.
It's actually his second appearance with Reading. Made one back in July at Somerset, actually. And first pitch of the ball. So over 38 appearances across 3 levels this year. 5-1, a 1.20 ERA, 15 for 16 in save situations, 54 strikeouts to 16 walks.
Dylan Hasso, the first one to face him, and he hits a soft looping liner in the left field that Dylan Campbell will close in on after 2 pitches. Teran gets his first out here in the top half of the 7th inning on the fly out off the bat of Dylan Hasso. And we'll bring up Tyler Hardman. Hardman's been on base twice in his ball game. He walked both times. The first of those 2 walks brought in a run, part of a 2-run 3rd inning for Somerset. First pitch here from Teran, he swings and misses. Hardman also struck out, and so that's his 3 plate appearances to this point, 2 walks and a strikeout, and he's quickly ahead behind, no balls and 2 strikes on the cutter from Teran. On deck hitter is Jackson Castillo. As the 4, 5, and 6 hitters of the batters due up for the for the Patriots here in this top of the 7th inning. 0-2 pitch. Lifted foul and out of play. Hartman stays alive.
So now you go to the top of the ninth in Richmond. Flying Squirrels on top 2-1. So 3 outs away from the magic number for Somerset dropping to 1. And if all results hold, then the Somerset Patriots will clinch a playoff spot tonight.
That pitch from Tehran is over on the outside corner. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes now to, or outside, excuse me. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Hardman.
Name of the pitcher for Richmond right now is named Tyler Vogel. That name might sound
right?
familiar to some of those here in the Fightin Phillies community.
Ground ball down the third base line, but it was off the foot of Hardman. It rolled all the way to Eric Brito at third base, but it was off his foot. So Hardman was down in a lump, picks himself back up, but he's got some bumblebees in his left shoe right now. So he's gingerly getting back into the batter's box. And Tehran will quickly come with his 1-2 pitch. This one's lifted into center, left center field. Campbell's going to get another chance here. And he'll make that catch as well for 2 outs here in the 7th. So 2 batters, 2 flyouts so far for Tehran, as they'll now face Jackson Castillo. Castillo, left-hand hitter, 0 for 3 so far in the game with a line drive right at the center fielder Dante Nori. Struck out and flew out to left field as well. It's been a busy night for Dylan Campbell in the flyout category in left field. First pitch to Castillo is lifted into shallow left. Campbell coming in and making a 3 for 3 effort. So Dylan Campbell will tie some kind of a record because he caught all 3 fly balls in this inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Patriots in the 7th. 7th inning stretch time in baseball town. Patriots 3, Fightins 1. So we head to the bottom half of the 7th inning, and a new arm in for the Somerset Patriots. It'll be Danny Watson, veteran right-hander, who will come in. 6'7", 230-pound Danny Watson now taking over for Somerset here in the bottom half of the 7th inning.
So Danny Watson is in. 42nd appearance, 1-4 record, 5.09 ERA, 53 innings pitched, 59 hits allowed, 8 walks, and 53 strikeouts. And the Richmond Flying Squirrels have just won. So the Somerset Patriots magic number is now 1, and they can clinch it with a win here tonight.
Phil's trying to spoil that at least for another night as Eric Brito leads off and takes one over for a called strike. So solid performance from Ben Hess. He goes 6 innings, gave up just 3 hits. 0-1 pitch to Brito's over for a called strike. A run scored off of Hess and the 2 walks and 6 strikeouts to go along with it. So the 23-year-old right-hander looking to pick up his 4th win of the season if this game will hold up. It's in the hands of his bullpen now. And Dylan Campbell, the hitter. I said Eric Brito. Dylan Campbell leading off. He's behind, no balls and 2 strikes. And that quickly, it's strike 3. So Hess struck out the last 3 batters he faced in the 6th. And now on comes Danny Watson. He strikes out the first batter he faces. So 7 strikeouts tonight now for Phil's hitters. and 4 in a row as Nick Dunn will bat. Dunn 1 for 2 on the day. Single and a fly out to left field. And the first pitch to him is over for a called strike. Dylan Hasso playing him well off the line, the third baseman, and on the grass, and now he backs up a little bit. 0-1 pitch to Dunn. Swing and a miss. It's no balls and 2 strikes. So the Somerset Patriots right now over the last couple innings are just rearing back and throwing strikes. Challenging the Phil's hitters to do something about it. As Dunn will lift this one into left field as Avina will range over to his right. He'll make the catch without a problem. Jace Avina makes out number 2 here in the 7th inning. We'll bring up Eric Brito. Brito got a base hit his last time up. 1 for 2. He also struck out. And Brito now 4 for 7 in this series. And the first pitch to him here is over for a called strike. Orion Kirkering has now come on to replace Christopher Sanchez in the top half of the 7th inning at Citizens Bank Park with the Phils on top 8-1. So things going well for the Philadelphia Phillies in their series with the New York Mets. Won game 1, game 2, and in command right now in game 3. Series will conclude tomorrow night. I believe that's a 7:10 first pitch. 0-1 pitch. As Brito will roll it right to the second baseman, Gatewood, who will make the play to first base, and that quickly the Phils go in order again here in the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We will head to the top half of the 8th inning. It's still in a 3-1 game. Saul Tehran back to work after a very solid 7th inning. And we head to the top half of the 8th inning. And Somerset will send Garrett Martin, Jake Gatewood, and Diomedes Hernandez to the plate here in the 8th. 3 runs on 7 hits and not an error committed for Somerset. A run on 3 hits and 1 error committed by the Fightin' Phils.
Bob, I think you're forgetting to do something here.
Oh, I am. You are correct. It's time for you to take over. I was thinking about what Steven said, and I was going to say you're going to drop that nugget, and I was thinking that's what you're going to do. So I'll let you take over and drop the nugget that Steven dropped it to us about the win in Richmond.
Yeah, so top of the 8th inning, as Bob said, 3-1 is our score. Fightin' Phils trail Somerset. Saul Tehran's first pitch is a ball. It's 1-0. So Tristan Vreeling gets the win tonight for the Flying Squirrels in a victory over the Hartford Yard Goats. Next pitch home is swung on a line drive out to right field. Back is Reyes. He turns. It's over his head. It'll take 1 hop off the wall. Martin turns first, heads to second. Throw on a hop is late. Also gets away from Robert Moore. So it's going to be a double for Garrett Martin. He's 13th. And that'll bring Jake Gatewood to the plate. But yeah, Tristan Vreeling, who got the win for Richmond tonight, was a part of a trade to go to the Giants system, and is the Somerset Patriots all-time win leader.
Yeah,
14 between the last 2 years with Somerset.
So he has the most wins in Somerset Patriot history, and he got another one for them tonight as he got a win for Richmond that helps them get 1 step closer to clinching a playoff berth.
So Jake Gatewood is the batter. So with Hartford's loss, Somerset's magic number is now 1. So if these results hold, the Patriots will clinch their 4th straight postseason berth. And Tehran's first pitch to Gatewood is a fastball, misses low and away. It's 1-0. Jake Gatewood tonight is 0 for 3, grounded into a fielder's choice his first time up. He's also grounded out to short and struck out. 1-0 is a bit outside, 2 balls and no strikes. 35th game for Gatewood, a .241 hitter overall. And the 2-0 swung on, driven into the air towards deep left center. Campbell tracks back into the alley. The left fielder sizes it up and makes the catch. That's out number 1. So Tehran has gotten 4 outs tonight. All 4 have gone to Dylan Campbell.
Yeah, he's got a great connection.
That'll bring Diomedes Hernandez to the plate. Top of the 8th inning, as Hernandez will dig in. Wyomissing Restaurant and Bakery offers 2 great dining options, a menu of locally sourced delicious choices, and a buffet for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Don't miss their homemade bakery items, including challah bread, Danishes cupcakes, and a variety of cakes, pies, and donuts. Wyomissing Restaurant and Bakery and owner Ash Chandri are proud to be a 2025 Fightin' Phil's team feed partner. First pitch to Hernandez. He swings and he pops it up into shallow center field. Back is Escobar, and he makes the catch. So that is out number 2. And that'll bring Brendan Jones to the plate here for the Patriots. So after tonight, just 4 more home games left in 2025 until the season is over here in Baseball Town. Winter will be soon upon us, which it's getting a little chilly around. I did have to wear a sweatshirt for most of the day today, Bob.
You did.
First pitch to Jones, the ground ball chopped to first. Pinellas Fields flips to Tehran covering, and this side is retired. So a solid couple innings of work tonight for Salo Tehran. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left for the Patriots. We will go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Fightin' Phil's with some work to do. They trail it 3-1. Bottom half of the 8th inning, and let's take a look at our Fightin' Phil's team leaders presented by PA Army National Guard. And, well, there ain't a lot of variety in terms of the team leaders. It's pretty much just Felix Reyes up and down the board, aside for a couple. Notably, just really runs and stolen bases. Everything else is Felix Reyes. So that is our team leader, Felix Reyes, and pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Presented by PA Army National Guard. So
he's the leader in most statistics leading.
That too. There it is. He leads the most statistics that he leads.
Correct.
So bottom 8, Robert Moore leads off for the Fightin' Phil's. They'll send 8, 9, and 1 to the plate here in the frame. And Denny Watson's back out for his 2nd inning of work. First pitch to Moore is a strike. It's 0-1. So the Somerset Patriots are 6 outs away from capturing their 4th straight postseason berth. Next pitch to Moore is flying in the air. Out towards straightaway center. Charging in as Jones makes the catch. That'll be out number 1. So Somerset won first half titles in 22 and 23. And a second half title in 24. So they're not going to technically win the second half title in 25. But they're still going to clinch a playoff berth by finishing in 2nd place, more likely than not. with Binghamton winning actually both halves, but when the same team wins the second half, it's second place who captures the playoff berth. First pitch to Caden Hediger is down for a ball. It's 1-0.
Well, it's obviously a very different Binghamton team than we saw here a few weeks ago. A lot of promotions from that team, but they still have kept winning.
They played good baseball in the second half. 1-0 is a bit outside. It's 2-0. Binghamton 41 wins entering tonight in the second half. Somerset right now is 4 games up on Hartford, with, of course, 4 to play after tonight. So if Somerset wins, that'll be 4.5, 2-0. Way inside 3-0. And a night where Somerset's looking to clinch. They got a great outing from Ben Hess. 6 innings, 3 hits, a run it was earned. 2 walks and 6 strikeouts, and he's currently in line for the victory tonight. 3-0 is on the outside corner for a strike. It's 3-1 to Caden Hediger.
Well, you talk about finishing strong. He finished the last inning, his 6th inning of work, striking out the side.
And Hediger swings and misses. Count goes full. Should the results hold and Hess get the win, it'll be his 4th straight winning decision, dating back to August the 23rd. And his 7th Double-A start. And, I mean, it's hard to get wins in baseball as a starting pitcher nowadays. It is not as, I guess, considered of a stat anymore. 3-2 is swung on and fouled. But, you know, I still think it's an important stat because it shows that you can pitch deep in the games.
Absolutely. I mean, in today's game, when pitchers are getting 5 innings and thought of as a quality start, you got to get at least 5 innings to get a win.
3-2. Hediger swings and misses. 2nd strikeout for Danny Watson. 8th in total for the Patriots tonight, and that'll flip the lineup card over to Dante Nori for the Fightin' Phils. So Nori in from the left side. He's 0 for 3 in tonight's ballgame. Fightin' Phils just 3 hits in total. First pitch to Nori. He'll swing and he'll foul it back. It's 0-1. Nori, over 121 games amongst 3 levels this year, is a .263 hitter. 33 extra base hits, 47 runs driven in, 51 stolen bases. The 0-1 is a bit outside. It's 1-1 to Dante Nori. Nice crowd on hand tonight under now night skies, but another beautiful evening here. The 1-1 is taken for a strike. It's 1-2. 65 degrees the temperature right now. Tomorrow we're going to get back into the 80s for the first time, and it feels like it's been a little while since we've been in the 80s. It's been a lot of mid-70s days the last few weeks, which I am not complaining about in the slightest. 1-2. Nori takes it at the knees, called strike 3. So a couple of strikeouts and a 1-2-3 8th inning for Danny Watson. We'll go to the 9th. The Patriots 3 outs away from clinching their 4th consecutive postseason berth. They're on top 3-1 as we head to the 9th. We go to the top half of the 9th inning. Fightin' Phils trail it 3-1 against the Somerset Patriots. And new pitcher in for Reading. We'll get you that here in a moment. First, let's get you tonight's attendance, 4,002, presented by PSECU. Thanks to PSECU for presenting tonight's attendance. They're proud to be one of the largest credit unions in Pennsylvania. So, new pitcher in for Reading, their 4th arm of the night. It's the righty Alex McFarland.
Making his third appearance since being called up to Reading. He's 1-0 with a 6.75 earned run average, 2 2/3 innings. He's given up 5 hits, struck out 4, walked 2.
So it'll be 2, 3, and 4 do it for the Patriots here in this top of the 9th inning, looking for perhaps some insurance runs. As McFarland's going to try to keep the deficit where it's at and give Reading a shot at a comeback. First pitch, swing and a miss. It's 0-1 to Lombard Jr. Fifth time, the 20-year-old top prospect for the Yankees steps up. Singled and scored a run back in the third. 1 for 4 overall. The 0-1. But outside, it's 1-1. Patriots do have a righty up and throwing in their bullpen. Carson Coleman looks like he'll get the shot at the 9th inning. 27-year-old righty. 1-1 from McFarland's on the outside corner for a strike. It's 1-2. Very strong home debut in Double-A for Saul Turan. Did pitch one other time for Reading. It was in Somerset back in early July. But Turan went 2 scoreless innings, 1 hit, no walks, no strikeouts. Just pitched the contact and got lots of weak contact. Lots of fly balls to left. 4 out of his 6 outs are fly outs to left. Next pitch is a ball outside. It's 2-2 here to George Lombard Jr. Bryce Harper just homered for the Phillies. Puts him up 9-1 in the 7th.
25th for Harper.
And Lombard Jr. swings and he fouls it. It's 2-2. I mean, look, you lose Trey Turner, you lose Alec Boehm. You go into a series where people basically said, all right, what do you got?
Right.
And you get swept by the Mets at their place, and they have come out and they've responded in a big way.
Yeah, they haven't just won this series. They have put a whooping on the Mets.
2-2, swing and a miss. Alex McFarland picks up his first strikeout tonight, the 11th in total for Fightin Phil's pitching, and that'll bring Jace Avina to the plate.
Yeah, so, I mean, the way this is going to end, the Mets are going to feel exactly the way the Phillies felt. It's hard to imagine it's 12 days ago since the Phils.
But the one difference is that the Phillies still had a lead.
Oh, yeah.
They still had a 4-game lead when that series ended.
Right, but from a demoralizing standpoint, the Mets were a king of the walk. I mean, they had all the confidence.
Striked Avina.
They had all the confidence in the world, and rightfully so, because they had owned the Phillies for those 3 games.
So should the results hold tonight, Phillies are going to go with 10 games up on the Mets. And that's a humpback line drive right to Robert Moore, makes the catch. So 2 outs in the inning for Dylan Haas. So magic number will drop to it's 7.
It's 9 going in, so obviously every Phillies win and every Mets loss takes away from that magic number. So there'll be a Phillies win tonight and a Mets loss. So it goes from 9 to 7.
Phillies 5 games up on the Dodgers right now. Or actually, they're 4 games up on the Dodgers. First pitch is a ball way high to the backstop. So they're 4 games up on the Dodgers for a bye. Phillies trail the Brewers right now by 3.
There's 3.5 going into today.
Looks like the Brewers lost already tonight.
Okay. So then it would be 2.5 if the Phillies lead holds up.
Next pitch is outside for a ball. Yeah, Brewers have been struggling. Phillies went in there and took 2 of 3 from the Brewers, who, they lost 6-3 at Texas tonight. So, look, you're still gunning for home field advantage if you can get it. Next pitch of ball. Now, if the Mets, you can keep the Mets out of the playoffs completely, even better, just because as great as this series has gone, I don't know if I want to see the Mets in the playoffs after last year.
The question is whether or not anybody who's below them and out of the mix right now can catch them.
3-0 is a strike, 3-1. I mean, the Giants
nobody's
Reds,
gotten hot, but the Reds were there, and then the Reds lost. The Mets beat them to knock them back a little bit. Now the Giants have been the hottest of late. They're the closest.
And that is swung on, fly ball towards right, over towards the line. Foul territory goes Benelis. He'll make the catch, and that'll retire the side in the 9th. So the Patriots go down in order. We will go to the bottom of the 9th. Somerset, 3 outs away from clinching their 4th straight postseason berth. But the Fightin Phil's trying to spoil the party tonight here at FirstEnergy Stadium. They trail at 3-1 as we go to the home half of the 9th. We go to the bottom half of the 9th inning. Patriots on top 3-1. 3 outs away from a playoff berth for Somerset. Fightin Phil's trying to play spoiler. And it'll be Carson Coleman who they'll go against on the mound for the Patriots.
Well, he's making just his 6th appearance as a Patriot, but he's been good. In his first 5, he does not have a decision. ZRA is 1.80. He's been put into 2 save opportunities, and he's picked up a save in both of them, and he's in a save opportunity here. 5 innings pitched, 3 hits. He has 4 strikeouts, has not walked a batter.
So Reading will send 2, 3, and 4 to the plate. So you got some pop coming up. Arun Escobar, Felix Reyes, and Alex Benelis. Benelis has had some big swings this year. Felix Reyes has been Felix Reyes. And see if Escobar can find a way on base. Felix Reyes still sitting at .339. So his average is pretty much sat all week. So Arun Escobar will step to the plate. Once again with Richmond's win over Hartford tonight. The Somerset Patriots, they can hold on here in the 9th. They will clinch their 4th consecutive postseason berth. Arun Escobar, the first that Coleman will face, and a big swing and a miss from Escobar. It's no balls and 1 strike. Arun Escobar is 0 for 3 in tonight's ball game. And the 0-1 is swung on, popped straight back foul, and it goes out of play behind home plate. It's 0-2. In tonight's game, Escobar has flown out to right, grounded out to third, and has been a strikeout victim. 0-2 is up and in for a ball. It's 1-2. So the postseason picture in the Eastern League is almost fully set. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, and it's flared. Shallow right. Martin's in. It'll fall for a base hit. And Arun Escobar is aboard with a leadoff single. He's going to try for second, and it gets by the shortstop, Lombard Jr. Escobar is going to third. He is safe.
Well, maybe
Don't
not.
put your head down. That is probably going to be a double with an error for Escobar. He just busted it out of the box and said, you know what, I'm taking 2 because Martin bobbed it and slow played it. So it might be a single with 2 errors on it, actually.
Yeah, I give Escobar credit for hustling. I've been a whole life in the Phils offensively for the last couple of innings. They haven't had a base runner since the 5th, but Escobar hustling all the way, and now he's at third base.
So as I said, it's definitely going to be a hit. It's going to be a matter of how many errors are charged on the play.
It looks like 1 at this point.
I assume it
Should
be
really
2.
be 2 because you think unless you're going to give him a double.
Here's Felix Reyes. First pitch to him. He swings, line drive, deep right center field, at the wall, looks up, it's off the top of the wall. Escobar scores. Reyes into second. He's got himself another double and another RBI, and it's a 3-2 ball game.
Felix Reyes with his 2nd double of the game, 34 now on the season. 2 more, another RBI as well, 64 on the year. And again, same spot as the first double. Just a little bit to the left, a little bit higher up on the Redners Event Center. But while it was lingering in the air for a moment, you thought, did he have enough? They're going to bring in a pinch runner now for Reyes. That represents the tying run.
It'll be Cade Fergus who pinch runs for Reyes. So while that happened, we were trying to clean up that last play by
They do have 2 errors
Escobar.
up now.
Yeah, it's a single, and then it's a fielding error on Garrett Martin, and then it's a throwing error on Garrett Martin. So tough play for him. So Reyes picks up another double, his 2nd tonight, his 34th of the year. He also picks up an RBI, Felix Reyes does, his 64th. First pitch to Alex Benelis is the ball. It's 1-0. So the Fightin Phils, like we said, trying to rain on the Somerset parade. You don't want another team celebrating in your ballpark. So Reading's going to try to delay that as long as possible. Pitch to Benelis. He swings and he pops it up. Shallow right. Gatewood out. Martin in. Right fielder makes the call, and Martin will make the catch. That's out number 1. So Dylan Campbell comes up. So, like we said, magic number is 1. If the Patriots clinch, they'll play Binghamton. Game 1 will be Tuesday at TD Bank Ballpark. Following 2 games will be in Binghamton next Thursday and Friday. So that's where we stand. The Southwest Division is going to be Altoona hosting Erie on Tuesday. before games 2 and 3, if necessary, at Erie. Campbell swings, hard hit ground ball towards the middle. It's off of Gatewood in the center field. Fergus around third. He's going to score, and the Fightin' Phils have tied it up here in the 9th inning.
Well, we'll see how they ruled that as well. That was a rocket off the bat of Campbell, and Gatewood tried to play it off the front of his glove rather than backhanded, and it kind of handcuffed him and went off of him, and that slowed it down as well. And Al Padrique was pumping Fergus around third base because on that slowdown, he knew he was going to have enough for Fergus to score. So now let's see if they can get Campbell running to get him in scoring position.
So we are tied up at 3 here in the 9th. Fightin' Phils certainly sowing some fight here. And time is called. It's going to be a violation on the pitcher, Carson Coleman, so it's 1-0. Well, this game has certainly taken a turn.
And I put an error up on the board, so it is an error on Gatewood.
And it does not look like another hit has been put up.
Nope.
They're going to throw back the first. Back in is. So also will not be an RBI for Campbell. So that's 3 errors in this inning for Somerset. Here's the 1-0. Then outside, 2-0. We went to extra innings yesterday. It was an 11-inning ball game. Fightin' Phil's trying to avoid that fate tonight.
Right. Put an end to it.
2-0, Campbell goes, pitch outside for a ball, throw to second is not even close. Dylan Campbell has the bag stolen.
Yeah,
his 18th.
You knew that had to happen because you got to get him in scoring position now with 1 out. So you got a left-hand hitter with Dunn. He's got to, I mean, obviously, in an ideal world, you're looking to at least pull the ball and get him to third base with 2 outs. Whatever way you can do it, get him to third.
They're going to walk Nick Dunn.
Yep. So with a 3-0 count, they just give him ball 4.
Probably the smart move there. So it's an intentional walk.
Right, because now you have a force out and a double play bring this game to an end. Well, not bring a game to present it in extra innings, but.
So that'll bring Eric Brito to the plate for the Fightin' Phils. 2 on, 1 out, and a tie ball game in the 9th. The Patriots entered the inning 3 outs away from clinching a postseason berth, but the Fightin' Phils playing spoiler right now. Eric Brito, the batter. Here's the pitch. Outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1.
Brito was in a very similar spot yesterday in the bottom of the 10th, and all he did was he took the pitch where it was hit and just rolled it into right field, and that hole is wide open again with a runner, Gatewood, holding the runner close at second base.
0-1. Swing and a fly ball foul. It's 0-2. On the first base side of the stadium, that one lands. Eric Brito, 1 for 3 tonight. He's got 9 RBI for him this year. The winning run is on second. So on the Wednesday night of the last home series last year against Erie, Reading had a come-from-behind win in the 9th that resulted in a walk-off. Catcher's interference. 0-2. He swings, hits a fly ball towards right, towards the line and in. Martin's coming on. The right fielder will make the catch, and that'll be out number 2. So that'll bring Robert Moore to the plate. Last chance to try to avoid this game going in the extras. So the Patriots were oh so close, but the Fightin' Phils have had other plans. Time as Hernandez, the catcher, steps in front to deliver signs to the infield. Robert Moore tonight is 0 for 3. He had the eventual game-winning double in the 8th inning, the last home Friday, the 29th against Chesapeake. A single could win it for the Fightin' Phils. First pitch, inside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. Moore hitless tonight, 0 for 3, as Campbell gets a long lead off second. Here's the pitch. Down and in, a ball and a strike. Should Moore reach and the game not be over, Caden Hediger waits on deck for the Fightin' Phils. Here's the 1-1. Moore swings, hits a fly ball, shallow center. Brendan Jones coming in. He's under it, and the center fielder makes the catch. And for the second straight day, there will be free baseball here in Reading. Fightin' Phils tie it up. They get 2 runs. They did it on 2 hits. There were 3 pretty costly errors for Somerset, and Reading leaves 2 on base. We will head to the 10th for the second day in a row with this game tied up at 3. So for the second straight day, we get some free baseball here at America's Classic Ballpark. 3-3 ball game in the top of the 10th inning. Alex McFarland is back out for a second inning of work after sending the Patriots down in order in the top of the 9th inning. And Tyler Hardman will lead off. It's 5, 6, 7 due up. Dylan Hasso heads out to second base as the placed runner. And see if McFarland can keep this game tied where it's at and give the Fightin' Phils a chance to walk it off in the bottom of the 10th inning. So Tyler Hardman digs in from the right side. First pitch home. Swung on and rolled over foul. It's 0-1. This is the 12th extra inning game played by the Fightin' Phils this year. 4-7 overall in games that exceed the 9-inning threshold in 2025. The 0-1 is swung on, skied into the air, shallow left. Dylan Campbell in a couple of steps, and the left fielder camps under it and makes the catch. That's a big first out, and big in the sense that Dylan Hasso stays put at second, and that'll bring Jackson Castillo, the DH, to the plate.
Yeah, it also kind of changes the complexion in terms of what Somerset's going to do. I mean, if you're looking to move that runner to third base with 1 out. So even if the left-handed hitting Castillo can roll one over here and move to third base, now there's 2 outs.
Also, 1 defensive change for the Fightin' Phils. Cade Fergus into the game in right field. Pitch to Castillo is on the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. Somerset actually went with a pinch runner for Hasso. It's Pastor, who is pinch running for Dylan Hasso. So going for some speed on the base pass. Here's the 0-1. Upstairs 1-1. So it's Cade Fergus in right field, as he pinch ran for Felix Reyes, and Duncan Pastor is the pinch runner for Somerset in for Dylan Hasso. 1-1, swing and a miss. It's 1-2.
So the Phils have their 3-hole hitter, Felix Reyes, out of the game as a byproduct of a pinch runner, and now Somerset has their cleanup hitter out of the game as a byproduct of a pinch runner.
Somerset Patriots just need a win to clinch themselves a playoff spot, but the Fightin' Phils are not going to make it easy on Somerset tonight. 2 balls and 1 strike to count here to Jackson Castillo. And McFarland fires home. That's low and away. It's 3-1. 4-seam fastball, 98 miles per hour for Alex McFarland. Castillo 0 for 4 tonight. 3 flyouts and a strikeout. Pitch home, swing and a miss. And down on strikes goes Castillo, so that's out number 2. Strikeout number 2 for Alex McFarland. So between Salteron, well, really the whole bullpen for Reading tonight has been excellent. And now we'll see if they can get Garrett Martin out and send this game to the bottom of the 10th and give the Fightin' Phils a chance to walk it off.
Yeah, Jaden Estanista did a great job as well. He came in and took over for King with a runner on first base in the 5th inning.
First pitch to Martin is a ball outside. It's 1-0. Garrett Martin's been aboard all 4 times. 2 hits, a walk. He did reach on a fielder's choice back in the 3rd. So 2 for 3 in total today is Garrett Martin. 1-0. At the knees for a strike, 1-1. You could say Martin had a 9th inning to forget. Committed 2 big errors. It was a single from Arun Escobar. Had a fielding error to allow him to get the 2nd. And then a throwing error, which moved Escobar to 3rd. 1-1. Swing and a foul ball. It's 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 10th. 3-3 is our score. Duncan Pastor, the pinch runner, leads off a second. It's a 3-3 game, and McFarland's trying to send it to the bottom of the 10th with the score still gridlocked. It's already, he's ready at the belt. The 1-2 pitch. Hit upstairs, 2-2. Fastball at 98 from Alex McFarland. Left side of the infield, straight up. On the right side, Escobar shades behind the second base bag. Pinellas off the bag at first. He guards the hole, but still a pretty sizable gap on the right side of the infield. 2-2 the count. Pitch home. Swing and a roller foul on the third base side. It'll stay 2-2. Should Martin reach, Jake Gatewood awaits on deck for the Patriots. 2-2. Swung on and lifted foul, slicing out of play on the right side. It looks like Somerset's bullpen is empty unless we miss somebody throwing up.
Yep.
Throwing up. Warming up. Hopefully not throwing up. 2-2 the count. Garrett Martin the pitch. Swinging a fly ball towards shallow left. Campbell in, left fielder makes the catch. And it's a 1-2-3 10th inning for Alex McFarland. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left for Somerset. We will go to the bottom of the 10th. 3-3 our score. Fightin' Phils looking to walk it off. Bottom 10, 3-3 is our score. New pitcher in for the Patriots. It's Kelly Austin.
Kelly Austin making his 42nd appearance for the Patriots. That leads Somerset. He's 3-1 with a 2.81 earned run average. In 41 2/3 innings pitched, he's given up 34 hits, 37 strikeouts. He's walked 27. He's also only given up 1 home run.
So it'll be Caden Hediger who leads off. Robert Moore is the runner on second. Gatewood has moved to third for Somerset. Which means there should be a new second baseman in for Somerset. Nonetheless, though, Caden Hediger leads off. Duncan Pastor will be the second baseman. So Austin is on the pitcher, Pastor at second, Gatewood at third. Caden Hediger, who's 0 for 3, leads off. Winning run is on second for the R Phils. Set of the belt, and they're looking back.
Yeah, I think they just want to see if Hediger's going to indicate a bunt. You got to think they're going to have Hediger bunt here.
I mean, I feel like you have to. Third baseman, Gatewood is up. Hediger swinging, hits into the air, out towards deep left. Avina's back, at the track, at the wall. It's out of here! Caden Hediger, a walk-off 2-run home run, and the Fightin' Phils come all the way back with 4 unanswered runs to beat the Somerset Patriots 5-3. Put the champagne away for another day, because the Fightin' Phils have spoiled the Patriots' hopes of clinching a playoff spot tonight on a walk-off home run from Caden Hediger.
Why would you have him bunt? Why would you have the 9-0 hitter bunt when he can swing away drive one and out of here and walk it off?
He did. We'll step aside for a moment. Bob McCool's got your post-game show after this.
Tonight's postgame show is presented by White Star Travel, the official group sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils. Visit whitestartours.com for more information. Well, high drama in baseball town tonight as the Somerset Patriots were oh so close to clinching a playoff berth. They got done what they needed from the other side, in that the Richmond Flying Squirrels had beaten Hartford, and all the Patriots needed to do was hold off Reading. And they are in the postseason, but that will have to wait at least another day as the Fightin' Phils rally for a 5-3 10-inning victory tonight, and they will force Somerset to have to try to clinch it tomorrow at the earliest. So here's how it all unfolded with a matchup of Chuck King on the mound for the Phils and Ben Hess on the mound for the Patriots, and it was a great performance by Hess and a great performance by the Phils bullpen as we detail this. Chuck King ran into some trouble in the third inning. It started with a one-out walk to the leadoff man Brendan Jones, and then George Lombard followed out with a single. Jace Avina singled to load the bases. Dylan Hasso then singled to bring home Jones, 75th RBI of the year for Hasso, and then a walk to Tyler Hardman with the bases loaded, 62nd RBI of the season for Hardman, and the Patriots led it 2-0. They added on in the 4th inning with 2 outs. Jones again gets on base with a base hit, and then George Lombard was safe on a ground ball that was to the third baseman Eric Brito. The throw away from Alex Pinellas rolled all the way down the line, and Brendan Jones was able to come around and score and made it a 3-0 game. It goes as an unearned run. 3-0 to score. Phil's got that run back in the 4th inning with a 1-out double from Felix Reyes. As Reyes, again, a big piece of the puzzle for the Phils tonight. He gets the double. Then after an Alex Pinellas walk, Reyes was able to move up on a wild pitch. The pitch to Pinellas for ball 4 was actually in the dirt, and Reyes moved up to third base, and then Dylan Campbell brought him home with a ground ball to make it a 3-1 game, and it stayed that way all the way until the bottom of the 9th inning when the Patriots had brought in Carson Coleman, who had picked up a couple of saves in his first 5 appearances for the Patriots, and his job was to pick up his 3rd save and put this game to bed and let the Somerset Patriots celebrate. Phil's had a different idea. Arun Escobar led it off. A little squirter off the inside of his bat that falls into right field. Garrett Martin, the right fielder, wasn't very aggressive with it and kind of played it to his side, and it bounced off of his glove. Escobar hustling goes to second, and then the throw into second base from Martin got away from the shortstop, George Lombard, and Escobar picked himself up and went all the way to third base. It was a single and then 2 RBIs on Martin to put a runner at third base and nobody out for Felix Reyes, who again plastered one off the Redner's Event Center in right center field for his 2nd double of the game, his 34th double of the season, his 64th RBI of the year, and 2 more hits tonight for Felix Reyes. His batting average now solidly up and over 340 as he continues to pound Eastern League pitching in 2025. Phil's had made it a 3-2 game with Reyes at second base. They brought in a pinch runner in Cade Fergus. Alex Pinellas flies out to right field. And then Dylan Campbell had a hard shot up the middle. Second baseman Jake Gatewood was in position, but a hit kind of handcuffed him and went off of his glove and into center field. Fergus comes around to score on what was an error for Gatewood, the 3rd error of the game, and we were tied at 3-3. Campbell then stole second base. They intentionally walked Nick Dunn to put runners at first and second and 1 out. But Brito flew out, Moore flew out, and we were headed to the 10th. Alex McFarland with a ghost runner at second base did his job as the Phil's bullpen did their job tonight. Jaden Estanista, Saul Turan, and Alex McFarland got the job done for the Phil's out of the bullpen tonight. As McFarland back out for the 10th inning with that ghost runner at second base, got Hardman to fly out, struck out Castillo, and then another fly out from Garrett Martin. Send us to the bottom of the 10th inning with the Phil's needing to get that ghost runner home to win the ball game. The ghost runner was Robert Moore. Caden Hedinger, the batter, and the 9-hole hitter, and you're kind of thinking, well, they'll bunt Moore over to third base, put the go-ahead run at third base with 1 out in the top of the order. But first pitch to Caden Hedinger, he draws one out to left field that kept on sailing and finds its way out of the ballpark for a 2-run home run, a walk-off 2-run home run, and the Fightin' Phils win the ball game 5-3. In the end of the night, the Fightin' Phils 5 hits, 6 runs. Let me try that again. 5 runs on 6 hits, committed 1 error and left 5 men on base. Somerset 3 runs on 8 hits. They committed 3 errors and they left 10 men on base. So the Phils committed 5 errors last night in the 7-6 extra inning win for Somerset. Tonight, Somerset commits 3 errors in the Fightin' Phils extra inning win. Alex McFarland gets the win for the Fightins. He is 2-0. Kelly Austin absorbs the loss. He is now 3-2. Somerset now 36-29 on the season. Again, their celebration is held off for at least another day. Their magic number remains at 1 as Reading takes the win. They are now 28-37. Time of the game, 2 hours and 48 minutes. Played in front of 4,002 here at FirstEnergy Stadium. We are back at it tomorrow with Game 3 of this series, with the series now even at 1 win apiece. And at 6:45, his first pitch. Pre-game show gets underway at 6:30. So again, another extra inning ordeal tonight here in Reading, but this time the home team comes out on top. By the way, the Philadelphia Phillies are now headed to the top of the ninth inning at Citizens Bank Park, and they are on top of the New York Mets by a score of 11-2. So assuming that score holds up, the Philadelphia Phillies magic number now will be reduced to 7 as they will take the first 3 of the 4-game series against the Mets. That game is right now on 8:30 WEEU in Reading, as will be tomorrow's series finale against the New York Mets. We will be on 8:30 WEEU.com tomorrow night, as we have been all season long, the flagship of the Reading Fightin Phils Radio Network. That will do it for our broadcast. For my broadcast partner, Jake Starr, my name is Bob McCool. Phils win it in 10. Final score, Reading 5, Somerset 3. Thanks for listening, everyone. Hope you do it again tomorrow night. Again, 6:30 pregame show, 6:45 is our first pitch. We will be out in the stands tomorrow night for the live broadcast here on the Reading Fightin Phils Radio Network. Hope to see you here at the ballpark. Thanks for listening, everyone. Have yourselves a great night.